YouTube, I just want to say, it's amazing that you're subscribed on YouTube. And if you subscribe, you get an extra minute of content, right?
I mean, yeah, you're here early.
Jimmy walks by.
Hasn't even left yet. Why don't you come say hi, Jimmy?
No. So we can edit this too. Doesn't matter. Jimmy's here. Martha might walk by.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Bye, Jimmy. Have a good day.
This is just for YouTube.
Yeah, this is for YouTube. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. And format-wise, our brand new intro, which is, me saying Amy, then a little bit of news, Sir, time, and then maybe either a break or go straight into New Jersey.
And then Pepsi. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, YouTube, look what we have. Iced tea and lemonade, hard seltzers from Loverboy.
Should we crack them?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, why don't you chug a drink with us as well, if you do drink. Right. Cheers. Okay, good. All right.
Tasty.
Okay, we're loading it up. Did you hear that? How James kind of fumbled the okay, let's get started. It kind of sounded like shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's an exclusive.
That?
This one's for you tonight. Okay, let's get started. Just raise your glasses high. This one's for you.
Amy.
Riley.
Amy, how are you today?
I'm good. I was saying I woke up pretty tired. I think I'm still recovering from See You Next Tuesday.
2 days to recover.
2 days ago. Even though I didn't drink very much because it was too hard to get to the bar. But just tired. And then I did our Starbucks run. And this is not Spawn, but I feel alive after my Americano. And I think you should talk about what you get because I think it's a funny choice.
Well, okay. First of all, you get an iced Americano, right?
I get it
with a little bit of milk.
Yeah. But I get it with extra ice in a venti cup.
Oh, you never told me extra ice when I ordered it for you.
Well, I didn't want to add on extra
I would have done
stuff.
that would have been easy. I would have done anything like that.
I just pared it down because I just have it in the app,
and
and you
sweetener.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, with 2% because I take a long time to drink my coffee, so I want extra ice so that it stays cold because otherwise it gets room temp real quick and it's gross.
If you're a slow drinker, you got to get extra ice in there.
But I used to just get the regular. This is so boring, but I'm going to finish my thought.
Please.
I used to just get it in the grande cup, and then I realized I'm missing out on so much coffee getting extra ice in a grande cup. It's a half a cup of coffee in there.
Oh, so you pay for the venti, but you get way more coffee because if you're getting extra ice.
Well, at first I was just getting venti. I'm just really getting into it. I used to get a venti with extra ice, and then at one point, I don't know if I came up with this or if I ordered it and whatever, but now it says it's a grande. Splash of 2% milk, extra ice, venti cup.
Oh, so then they're
you're
pouring
getting
the right amount of liquid.
I'm getting the full grande amount, but with extra ice instead of getting a tiny coffee.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. How the hell do you indicate that on the app that you want a venti cup?
I don't even know how that happened. One day I was like, wait, did I put that in?
They were probably like, hey, Amy, one of our favorite customers.
Oh yeah, cup options are on there.
Oh. I'm going to start doing bigger cups for no reason.
You feel baller, and it's I like having, and then you get the little runoff. I kind of like the nasty, watery coffee at the bottom.
Oh, me too. Oh, I'm totally fine with that. Oh, I'll drink the ice down, cold brew, the last bits of it.
Yeah.
There's a hack at Starbucks. I don't know if they still allow it, where you can get, if you got a double shot espresso on ice, and put it in a cup, like a big cup, like you just said, cup options.
Yeah.
And then you ask them to add like a caramel shot, like a half caramel shot. And so they're just thinking they're giving you a flavored shot with 2 espresso shots, which is not that expensive, maybe $3.
Okay.
And then you pour the rest of it with whatever milk you want that's free and available. I don't know if Starbucks still has milk. You're getting charged so much for milk. So if you just take the liberty of pouring yourself the milk, you get like a double shot espresso milked drink with a sweetener for $3 instead of $6.
Wow. That's a hot tip. I wonder, post-COVID, do they have the milks out?
I mean, well, you still have the right to ask for milk even from the barista. Just say, please, can I have the whole milk? But they know this hack, so they probably like kind of wink at you in solidarity because you're kind of getting it over on the Starbucks.
Totally. Because now it's like you have to ask for a straw, you have to ask for a stirrer, you have to ask for the little thing. And like I was standing there waiting for our drinks, and like 10 people were like, "Can I get a straw? Can I get a stirrer? Can I get a thing?" And I'm like, the employees must be so annoyed that now each person has to ask them for like. They're very nice, but
it used to be wild at Starbucks. You could just you had
the
milk,
fucking Wild West,
napkins. People were making their own drinks. Basically, a full blown barista
you can
stand.
go piss,
apart from it.
no code.
Starbucks were a fucking free for all. That's amazing.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? You got the
Yeah.
oleato.
So since you and I started recording, I think it was you who brought up an oleato, and since then it's become my drink of choice, an oleato cold brew. It just has a little bit of olive oil in it, which is supposed to be good for your digestive system. I guess it makes caffeine like a slow burn as opposed to it hitting you all at once or whatever. I don't know what the hell they're advertising, but
Is
since
it like
I've gotten
sweet cream or something too?
You want to try it?
I've tried it.
Oh yeah,
it's sweet.
Yeah, this is called the oleato. Starbucks, we love you so much. This is an oleato cold brew. That's the olive oil or whatever, and then they put a little vanilla sweet cream on top. And
it's like a little dessert treat.
It's almost it's almost a little too sweet. But I just, for some reason, I like black out when you ask me what my coffee order is, and I don't want to change it. I should probably do like a cold brew with just
I'm not
milk.
judging.
No, I know. No, but I don't want this amount of foam, but I think it gets me through our recording sessions.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll keep that because it feels like a seasonal or like they're really pushing it hard right now. So I wonder if they'll keep it on the menu.
I mean, I don't know if oleato is hitting the world like it has hit me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? I mean, if you're an oleato fan out there like me, let me know.
Drop in the comments. My last Starbucks minute will just be that the point system has taken a hit, and now to get a freebie, you have to get 200 stars. It used to be 150.
Oh yeah, that is awful. Also, Chipotle raised their standards too. They're barely even counting points anymore. Chipotle. I don't know what the fuck is going on at Chipotle. It's awful. I also have a Chipotle hack. If you go there, they let you have as many napkins as you want. So you just go there. Go to that napkin dispenser and just rip those things out of there. Basically, you can get your money back in napkins at Chipotle.
Okay. They're good napkins.
Very good. The brown paper recyclable napkins.
Yeah.
Woo! So that's 2 hacks you learned on Turtle Time. And I forgot to say, this is Turtle Time.
It is.
You just entered Turtle Time with Amy and Riley.
Yes. And that will conclude our Starbucks minute, and we can get on to more important things. I want to say that we are going to get into it even more on the Patreon, but Riley's wearing a Loverboy hoodie.
Yes.
I have a t-shirt that I'm going to wear tomorrow on the Patreon when we get more in depth, but I'm wearing my Friends Don't Let Friends Vanderpump Alone t-shirt that Bravo sent us, and Loverboy sent some fun stuff too. Yeah,
we're starting to accrue just free merchandise, so pretty soon, and free alcohol. So pretty soon, Amy and I, besides Starbucks and food, we're not going to have to pay for much more stuff
ever again. We're just going to be on like a deserted island drinking Loverboy.
You know, we don't have like pants sponsors yet. We have a lot of shirts and hoodies, but if
we're going to be Donald Duck in it
for a little while. But if we do get some kind of like free sweatpants or whatever, then you and I are basically...
Can we get some like send it to Daryl sweats or something?
Well, please. We would advertise the shit out of it. And then you and I are basically, there's not a lot of expenses besides rent and food, right?
Yeah. I live close to, I don't know what phrase I was trying to say, What was I trying to say? Close to the ground.
Like sort of. Are you saying like sort of like farm to table?
Yeah.
Amy and I are sort of living kind of farm to table pretty soon. The farm is all of the Bravo merchandise that we're receiving. Loverboy alcohol.
Yep.
Shirts from Bravo, which these shirts are nice. It says "Friends don't let friends, Vanderpump alone," which is no truer words have ever been spoken. And then Loverboy sweaters.
Yeah, yours says it has the Loverboy logo on the front and on the back.
It says "Summer should be fun." Is that what he says?
Iconic.
Yeah. Kyle said that in a drunken rage at Amanda because Amanda he claimed was not being fun.
Yeah.
So Amanda kind of has
not fun.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Yep. Amanda not fun. Amanda isn't fully supportive of that catchphrase. She still has mixed feelings about it.
Is that true?
Yeah, because it's an iconic line, and it's like become the catchphrase of Summer House and of Loverboy. But he was being dismissive of Amanda, and it's about how she's not fun. So it's kind of hard to have a catchphrase that's you're the recipient of.
I guess so. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'll wear it forever.
Yeah, we're drinking the iced tea and lemonade Loverboy, the sparkling hard tea, 4.2% alcohol by volume.
Was it 4.2?
Yeah.
Wow, let's fucking go.
Is that like beer?
Low. That's beer I think is like 6 or 7. Some beers. Okay. Triple IPAs are like 12%.
What's wine?
Wine is like...
I should know this. 12?
Yeah, I guess. Does wine have a more alcohol concentration? Damn.
Wine will go straight to the dome.
I love wine. If I was just, if I was going to drink one alcohol for the rest of my life, it'd probably be a nice red wine.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Well, Pinot Grigio.
Oh, yeah, of course. What the hell am I
when I went camping for Memorial Day, everyone was just drinking like beer and seltzers, and I was always drinking Pinot Grigio. And then like sometimes people would join me on the wine train, and they'd be like, yeah, that hits more. And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm just like used to it.
Yeah, that's great. What kind of beers was everybody drinking?
They had like, what did they have? I wasn't even paying attention.
Miller
they had
Lights?
some like all day IPAs.
Oh my God, those will hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I wasn't really messing with those. And then they had some Topo Chico seltzers.
Alcoholic hard seltzers.
Yeah.
What the hell are those?
But we won't talk about that. It's all about Loverboy over here.
Yeah. And we're not being paid to promote Loverboy, even though you could consider a big box of merchandise payment. We already love the taste of Loverboy. Like this one is
genuinely refreshing, tasty.
My favorite Spindrift that's not alcoholic is iced tea and lemonade.
Yeah.
They sell at Trader Joe's.
I feel like that one's hard to find.
It's rare as hell, but it's at Trader Joe's. So this is my favorite version of a drink in liquor or alcoholic form.
Yeah, it's 90 cals, 0 sugar.
If you get an alcoholic drink under 100 calories, you're good.
Manufactured New York, New York.
Well, that's awesome. It came from, I don't want to blow up their spot, so I'll just say generally it came from Syracuse, New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Syracuse.
Okay. Maybe that's where their warehouse is.
I'll just ask really quickly because I didn't ask. I have 2 questions. First of all, is the restaurant Tu Madre cool? I just saw it on my way to your house. You don't live anywhere near it, but is it cool?
They're like Schwartz and Sandy's vibes in that they've been in a slow launch for like 3 months.
Oh, it hasn't come. It's not officially open yet?
There's a little one next to the movie theater, the Los Feliz 3. There's a Tacos Tu Madre, like the corner window there is already Tacos Tu Madre. So I don't know if this restaurant is going to take the place of the little stand or if they're just going to have 2.
Okay. Yeah, they might have 2, right?
But I haven't gone to the restaurant yet.
Okay.
For people that don't know, there's across from Ye Rustic that we mentioned. There's this little craftsman house that it used to be Heidi Fleiss's dad's dentistry.
Who's Heidi Fleiss? Sorry to
She's
ask.
that like madam of the 90s. She was like a big 90s news fixture. So it used to be a dentistry. Then it was a Ample Hills ice cream shop.
Ample Hills?
I think that's what it was called.
Okay.
And then that closed. Then it was empty for a while, and I was praying to God it would be like a beer garden or something like that. And then it turned into Tacos Tu Madre or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And whenever I've tried to go, they have a limited menu and no booze. And I'm like, I'm not coming here until I can get a margarita, okay?
Of course not.
But it's like beautiful looking.
Yes.
There's like a huge tree in the front that has all these lanterns in it.
Struck by it. I'll be honest. I was fully struck by what Tu Madre looked like just from the outside.
I know. I'm hoping, because I'll be real, tacos Tu Madre isn't very good. The food's not that good.
Wow.
And it's like expensive. It's like a $15 burrito. And you're like, this burrito isn't that good. So maybe the food will be better in the full on restaurant, but I'm mostly only interested in going there for like margaritas.
Yeah,
which
and
they don't have yet.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right. Well, I just wanted to see what the vibe was and what was going on. You haven't been there yet.
That was the Los Feliz minute.
Yeah, that was a pretty good minute. And then I was going to ask you, just because I haven't asked you, was camping overall a fun time? Did you enjoy your camping?
Yeah, it was really fun. We went up to June Lake, which we've been to like 5 times. Near Mammoth.
Okay.
And it's gorgeous. There was snow on the mountains. The snow was melting, so there was like waterfalls everywhere. Our campground had an amazing view of the snowy mountains. We took a pontoon boat out on the lake.
What specifies a pontoon boat?
It's like, it's basically a flat boat that's on essentially 2 canoes.
Does it have a big fan in the back?
No.
Okay, that's like a fan boat.
Like the Florida swamp
Yeah.
boats.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking of some swamp boats I've been on. So pontoon is a flat bed with 2 canoes.
It goes like 10 miles an hour and fits like 6 people.
Okay.
But yeah, just had some Grige and some seltzers on there.
You didn't talk about Bravo very much?
Not very much. Every now and again I would bring it up, but honestly, despite how much I enjoy talking about it, it was a well-needed break from Scandival.
Yeah, I think that's how I felt after See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I was just like, okay, let's take a break. I mean, Secrets Revealed brought up all my feelings again.
Totally.
It like really spiked me up again. But it'll be nice to be in a. I'm not like over Bravo in general. It's just the height of Scandival and like the sickness we were watching.
I mean, I know there are moments where I'm like, yeah, we really have set ourselves up to talk about Bravo forever.
I know, for real. Which
I'm like, and we're announcing that this will be the last episode of Turtle Time.
And Amy and I would like to say that, for me, like, there is such a variety in Bravo shows. Like, when I'm watching Southern Charm, it's completely different than Summer House. Like, the vibe they bring up. It's not like you can, I don't know. I don't get sick of, like New Jersey this week, which we're going to talk about. It was so fun and shocking and dramatic, but in a completely different way than Scandival. It was like I was like hyped up watching. I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
So at least there's some variety, but ultimately I think it's good to be out of Scandival, which for the most part, even though it was dramatic and so entertaining, it was about such an awful thing, and the people involved, it was so awful for all of them. Totally. And so we were getting a lot of like vicarious thrill from something that sucked. Whereas New Jersey, I don't feel as bad about what Louie and Bo Dietl and Teresa are doing. Like, that's all on them.
Right. Yeah. It's more OG classic drama rather than I don't know, just straight up betrayal. And with the younger stars, the under 42s, they feel like our friends.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're right. I'm more involved in their drama, I think, than what's going on with the Housewives. So does Andy make the cutoff? Like, is 42 like...
I can't remember if he literally said that, but
I bet he did.
That's like how old Jax is, right?
So Jax is like, that's where he makes
the godfather of the oldest.
Jax is the cutoff. Jax is entering his Housewives, right?
Yeah.
Era of his life.
It's like... James would always call him old man.
Yeah, but Shep is 42. Sandoval is 42.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I just made an accusation.
He's maybe 41. We don't know. Did we decide Sandoval's 41?
James just called him 42, and then in Secrets Revealed,
they said 40.
They said 40 in Secrets, and he says 39. I can't believe he's actually lying about his age.
He was like, "I'm just a 39-year-old boy."
he said, I'm a 39-year-old boy. And then Google is going, they're trying to get his age right. They're probably having to change it every time.
Yeah, AI is like, fembot brain is exploding.
They're like, what the hell is going on with this guy's age? I think he is turning 42 this year. I don't know, whatever his birthday is. I think he's a June or July.
Okay.
He's going to have his birthday, and that'll be his 42nd.
Yeah, I think
he's going
that's
to have
right.
a bad birthday.
Yeah. He should like go to Europe or something.
They're going to be filming. I don't think he'll do it.
Do you think he's filming?
Oh,
Do we know he's filming?
Oh, he's.
Do we know anything about that?
Yeah, I'll tell. Yes. Amy, I'm so glad you asked on our Bravo podcast if I have information that's Bravo related. Filming starts June 22nd.
Okay.
So what day is that?
Today is the 15th.
And so if you if you subtract 22 minus 15.
It's a week from today.
Oh my God. And what day is it today?
Thursday.
Filming officially starts. You heard it here first. Turtle Time is the only people that actually know when VPR filming happens, and I don't care who knows it. June 22nd on a Thursday, filming has started. So everyone in Los Angeles, go to a place where you think they might potentially film. Belmont.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
A Valley Village type place.
Yeah. What was the one, like the Wicked Owl or whatever.
The Wicked Owl. Go to the Charming Cat, right? Electric Owl.
Yeah, Electric Owl.
Charming Cat. There's that one. It's called like the Filthy Cow. It's in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
The Village Tavern.
Yeah.
Go, everyone.
What's
Los
the
Angeles.
one that James and Allie go to again on this episode? That's like the arcade in Mid City.
All Seasons Brewery Company.
Okay.
All Seasons Brewing. That is in Mid Wilshire area.
Yeah.
We talked
Wanna
about
go?
this on the pod. I had no clue. It was like way down La Brea.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to everyone, if you want to be background on Vanderpump Rules Season 11, like Amy and I are going to try to be, descend upon these haunts, these Vanderpump Rules establishments, and you have a huge chance of being a part of Season 11 Vanderpump Rules.
Well, we'll get into it, but there was a sneak peek of where Charlie works. What was it called?
La Mesa.
Yeah.
That looked awesome.
It looked crazy.
It looked
like-
awesome.
But like, it was like a whole thing.
There was fire
Like,
breathers.
where is that?
Does Charlie work at 2 restaurants?
I mean,
She doesn't work at Sir.
the jig is up.
Right. She doesn't work at Sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
she's picking
They
up
just
like
bring her in for the tastings.
that's almost why that scene like couldn't exist except for Secrets Revealed, because it's like, Charlie, you don't work at Sir enough to justify any rent. You work at La Mesa,
Right.
which looks awesome. No offense to Sir.
Yeah, Charlie's an interesting figure. Like, will she come back? I feel like they really just
I've got news
use
about
her.
it.
What?
I just read something that Charlie said she was already asked back, and she's debating whether or not to sign her contract.
Why wouldn't she do it? Come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know why Charlie wouldn't, but Charlie didn't get mentioned at once and didn't have any presence at all. I mean, I know the reunion had only one focus, but still, like, I'm fine with Charlie. I'm totally fine with Charlie, but I don't know what her place is if she's not just Raquel's sounding board
Right.
at Sir.
Yeah, I feel like they really just use her as needed. Like, they just keep her on the bench
Lala hates-
until they need
Yeah.
an extra person.
Yeah.
You know,
Lala hates Charlie.
I see why.
Why?
Because she is not afraid of her.
Yeah, true. Charlie stands up to her. Charlie did have some great moments at the girls' trip.
Yeah, and good moments in the Secrets Revealed. So she just didn't make the cut, but
Okay.
there's something. But
Well,
we'll
Charlie,
get into that.
when you're listening to this, I can't believe we're already talking about Secrets Revealed. Charlie, if you're listening to this, sign the contract. They'll find a place for you. I want to see more of La Mesa.
Yeah.
And then you originally started this discussion by asking, is Sandoval coming back? For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. First of all, his bank account is in the goddamn dumpster. So he has to, from a financial standpoint, he's making, however much. He's been on a show for 11 seasons. That guarantees you a very high rate. I don't know what they're making. 100,000 an episode.
Yeah.
He has to film.
Do you think he should have trademarked Scandival?
He wishes to God he would have thought of that. He needs to trademark anything he can get his hands on. And
He should start an Etsy shop that he secretly runs, but it makes like pro Ariana merchandise.
He needs to get on it for sure, because they are reaping without him right now. Did you see the new something about her sandwich shirt? Where it
Yes.
said the better half. And then
Oh, no, I didn't see
So it was a beautiful sandwich on a plate, and it said the better halves is the plate. And then it has this sandwich that's stabbed up behind it, and it has a worm sticking out of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then it has Tom Sandoval's dead face on it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it has a worm to symbolize Tom and Tom. So it's basically taking shots at that they're the better halves of the Sandoval and Schwartz equation.
Is it the same like gothic look as the other one?
No, you'll like this one more. It's more on. Well, I don't know if you'll actually like it more, but it's more on brand with the one that just had the sandwich supplies like open. I mean, I think they're still rallying around what their aesthetic is. I'll just say that. But this shirt is actually kind of fun.
Okay.
But I think personally, I don't know if I can buy any more Vanderpump related merch.
Right. I know.
I have a Born Fucking Cool.
Yeah.
I have a beautiful emo night. Every night is VPR night, which is probably my favorite merch of all time.
Yeah.
And then Loverboy. Like, what the hell am I? What the hell are we gonna do? But it is, and it is a lot of fun clothes, I guess, to wear.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more I can.
Me
spend.
with my Once Upon a Time in Hollywood merch. I have like 5 shirts and hats.
Did you end up getting that Rick Dalton long sleeve?
No, because for the listeners.
24 minutes. Hey, by the way, we timestamp our episode, so if you thank God we timestamp them now. If you don't like just hearing Amy and I talk about Rick Dalton, then just skip to.
I think we talked about this on the Patreon, but
I know, but we can't
Anyways, I waited in line at the New Beverly Theater for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood merch, and the line was like 5 hours long, and I was like, I am going to kill myself. And so I bribed someone at the front to buy stuff for me, but I didn't want to get a shirt because the shirts were in bins that they had to dig through, and I didn't want to be that person. So I got a hat.
You did what I would absolutely hate if I was waiting in line. Like, you did the thing, but like I said when you told me,
but I did it thoughtfully so that it didn't take any additional time. The girl she checked out, and on her way out, she said, "And 2 hats."
Yep. Yes.
That were just sitting there.
You added probably only 30 seconds. Which
No,
is
like
fine.
1 second.
Okay. Sorry.
Because I talked to her before she approached.
You're right.
The shop.
I'm sorry. You added 1 physical second where they lowered 2 hats into the bag for you.
Yes.
You did it a crafty way.
Yeah.
And I can't wait in line at all. Yeah. I would have just left.
Well, I would have waited, but I had plans, and I was convinced it was going to take 10 minutes. But
I'm not trying to shame you about your line etiquette.
I felt bad about it.
You were craftier than all of them. I'm telling you, those people waiting in line, they were stupider than you, and you did a better job.
It's like Survivor. What is it? Like outlive, outlast,
outthrive,
outwit.
Oh my God! I have a friend who's the biggest Survivor fan of all time. I think you're exactly right. I wish I knew that motto. It was like Survivor. I won
the challenge.
Speaking of Survivor, I've been watching Southern Charm, and there was a Survivor contestant on it, Chelsea.
She was on?
Chelsea was on Survivor, the 24th season.
I didn't know that.
So now, I'm clicking my pen so much. Because I'm getting all hyped up talking about Chelsea. But yeah, there's a Survivor Bravo crossover.
That's fun. She's very fit. I bet she did well.
Yeah, she's fit as hell, and she was a finalist. Not to spoil it.
She is having a baby.
With Austin? Because in my mind, she's still dating Austin.
I wonder if it's with the guy that she, whatever. You're not that
no
far
spoilers,
yet. But yeah.
In my mind, she's still on and off again with Austin.
But yeah, I like Chelsea.
Yeah, she was cool. She provided some good energy to Southern Charm.
For
at
sure.
least at where I'm at.
No, I like her. Okay, should we talk about... Wait, I guess, should we talk about See You Next Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, did you want to provide just those 2 quick little news updates that you filled me in about Lisa's expanding empire?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, if you it's not even worth it. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, I'll just quickly mention that Lisa posted on Instagram that she's expanding beyond her Vegas empire and going now to Tahoe. This place is called Wolf by Vanderpump.
Now, is Wolf all caps?
It's a good question.
Because for me, I love by Vanderpump, but Wolf, I don't know. That doesn't have the pizzazz of a typical Lisa establishment. I mean, I guess you have to call it Wolf by Vanderpump, but
Yeah, it's just capital W.
and then the teaser Instagram where she announces it was kind of sexy. It was Lisa she's crouched over hunched and you have no idea what she's doing, and she's talking about this new restaurant, and then it pans down and she's just been petting this gigantic dog the whole time.
Yeah, it's very sexual.
It's awesome. Yeah, she is so sexually charged, and
She always is acting like she's gonna fuck her dogs. It's weird, but
know.
yeah, it says Wolf by Vanderpump will feature unique lighting, gorgeous furniture, and epic visual statements. The food will be decadent, the cocktails both earthy and Instagrammable. The entire experience is something we are eager to be bringing to Lake Tahoe.
so why is Tahoe the next spot on her empire list? Tahoe. Like what do you think her relationship is to Tahoe, or what is Tahoe? It's touristy,
It's like rich, right?
rich.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never been. I don't think I've ever been to Lake Tahoe.
I don't think I have either, but isn't that where Kyle has a house, Kyle Richards, and that's where all the shit went down, and they go to Kimosabi?
Yes. So does Lisa like Tahoe just because it's like that's starting to be in the housewives ether
I
a
think
little
it's
bit?
like become a mecca for the mega rich.
That's not where they buy those cowboy hats and stuff. That
Yeah.
was like, oh, that was? I thought that was like a ski town or something. It's like Tahoe ski. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, it's like really expensive. Like,
Okay. So that's
I
where
think
they buy
it
those
used to be more
cowboy-
charming, and now, I mean, I think it's still charming in quotes, but it's like the houses are like insanely expensive, and it's now just kind of the way like what happened to like I don't know, like Jackson Hole and all those places
Yeah.
where it's where the rich go to be country,
But
kind
that's
of a thing.
Kyle's town.
Yeah, they should make up.
Kyle's going to be so bummed out when she sees Wolf by Vanderpump in her favorite place on earth.
It's true. Lisa better not be going into Kimosabi.
What is that? The sushi place?
That's where the flaming cowboy hats are, where Kathy was trying to
hawk her
hawk her
tequila.
tequila, yeah.
Oh my god. The
and then
worst
Kyle
thing-
was like crying. She was like, I just wanted you guys to go to Kimosabi.
That's when Lisa Rinna does the best thing she's ever done in 8 seasons of Housewives, when she orders the Kylie Jenner tequila instead of Kyle's.
Kendall,
I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
818.
818.
we should do a taste test for Tipsy Turtle time where we compare.
We'd be knocked out.
I mean, I think we already talked about this, but we, unbeknownst to us, were served shots of the Kathy Hilton tequila, and honestly, it was really good.
Oh, it was so good.
It went down so smooth.
But Kathy doesn't drink tequila, so she has no clue what the hell she's hawking.
I have this is problematic, but I have very little patience for Bravo stars that don't drink. If you're sober, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you have a problem, whatever. But on the new OC that we'll get into, Gina is now sober. And I'm like, that's boring.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm not going to let you just die on this hill alone, so I will crouch towards it with you. But I always thought, like, Jill Zarin, like, she famously does not drink at all. And I feel like she was sort of like, she didn't want it to be known that she doesn't drink. Like, she wouldn't really talk about it. But I feel like she felt like she couldn't keep up when all the other housewives were, like, drunk as hell,
right,
like, running around and stuff. It does, unfortunately, I would say, leave you out in times of extreme chaos and fun.
Yeah.
And so many of these shows are fueled by alcohol.
Totally. They basically almost completely depend on alcohol for everything.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Which, of course, I know is unhealthy, but we're not in the business of health and wellness in the Bravo. So
yeah, I'm trying to process my feelings on this, because I'm like, a part of me is thinking, like, you know, it makes me bummed out because then Carl in Summer House, like, he has the best case in the world for never drinking, you know,
Yeah.
obviously, but in his fun, I mean, if you're rating him on a fun factor, which I totally understand, but his fun level, I don't know, he wasn't that fun actually when he was drunk. He was
he was
pretty,
like angry.
Yeah, he was awful. He was screaming at people.
It's not even, I mean, if we're being honest, if he wants to be healthy moving forward, I'm not saying he needs to leave because he doesn't drink anymore, but I think due to the drama and the social dynamics going on, in addition to the fact that it's a drinking house, I think it would make the most sense for him and Lindsay to bow out.
Yes, but then it's like the format of the show doesn't work for them. Like, actually what is happening at the house, they would not be a part of this. But then you have to leave a show, which is their only income.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bummer. I guess it's not really on us to not appreciate when people aren't like having fun, because we're watching for the entertainment value, and obviously them getting drunk as hell is so fun to watch. That's why like RHONJ is so fun to watch, even though it's
until
to the
it's
detriment.
not.
Yeah. Oh, right.
But yeah. And then wait, should we talk about See You Next Tuesday?
Yes, totally. Well, I was just gonna say also, can I tell our wonderful little turtle cuties about our Vanderpump Villa update, or do you,
sure.
want to keep it on the?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, a garbage truck is going by.
Should I close the window?
No, it's okay. No, let people hear. You're with us in the living room. Garbage goes by. We don't normally record when garbage is happening.
I mean, we record at the same time every week, but
maybe the garbage.
But maybe they're late today.
Yeah. So anyway, this is very quick, and then for sure we're going to get into what we actually talk about. But Vanderpump Villa is coming out. Apparently, Lisa Vanderpump has a beautiful chateau in France.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Question
hers.
mark?
I don't know if it's hers. I think it's for the concept of the show.
Yeah.
I think it's a rented villa, which makes so much sense. I don't really believe Ken and Lisa have a huge villa in France.
Right. I'm trying to remember. Didn't like Kyle go stay with Lisa at one point on the show? But was that France or was that Italy?
Well, they did have the reunion with Ken's first son, his son from a previous marriage. Was that in France when they did that? Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember.
Well, I don't. I know Lisa loves France.
Right.
I just don't know if she has a full-time villa that she owns. I don't know if that's a construct for the show. But either way, no matter what, Amy and I signed up for Vanderpump Villa because Lisa is going to be hosting events with a staff of people, and so you can be casted to be the people who get celebrated or who are throwing a party. So Amy and I are going to throw a congratulations on Turtle Time party. And then hopefully, we'll get cast on it. And then you guys can see, obviously we'll talk about Vanderpump Villa. We'll be on it. You'll get to see the Turtle Time team.
Yeah.
You and I.
What if it tears us apart and the producers are like, how did you feel about what Amy said? And you're like, when Amy said that, actually, I was enraged.
Yeah. Do you think they would ever let two people who podcast about Bravo throw a party on Vanderpump Villa, like to celebrate a Bravo themed podcast? I feel like it's a little too meta.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, maybe we should disguise what we're throwing the party for. Make it about a birthday.
We kept it vague in the application.
But I was thinking it'd be so silly if they didn't know anything about Turtle Time, and we just said we're celebrating, a podcast that like had a great start or whatever, or, a modest start. But we're so happy, and we want to all of the people who helped us out. We want to honor them, so it's like a work party.
Yeah.
And then they find out, and then people watch Vanderpump Villa, and it's us. Wouldn't that be so fun?
That'd be a great Easter egg for the fans.
Would our fans like it if we were cast on Vanderpump Villa? I mean,
oh man, they would love it.
Yeah, let's hope.
We got so we did go to See You Next Tuesday this week, and Riley was getting mobbed by.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I had 3 wonderful people come up to me and say that they like.
I would say it was closer to a dozen.
Yeah, it was like between 3 and 5 people, but it was so sweet. Everyone's so nice. But we went to See You Next Tuesday because we heard that James Kennedy and Jax.
We didn't hear. They told us.
We heard through the grapevine that Jax and James were going to have a dual DJ set where they would both have headphones around their ears and have 2 DJ stations that were battling it out, right? And
it was like Daft Punk.
Yeah, total Daft Punk vibes. James would play one song, and we would rank it, and then Jax would play one song, and they would be dueling DJs. So
have you been to something like that before?
Yes. No, I haven't. Have you?
I
DJ
keep bringing up this Mexican resort I went to.
Oh, right. That's okay.
But they had like a silent disco, where you wear the headphones. Like, have you seen that?
No.
Like, now, like, at weddings and certain places that don't want to have loud music, they have everyone wear headphones and everyone's listening to the same.
At weddings?
Yeah. Venues that don't want it to be loud.
Is there any footage of people
Yeah.
Whoa, where on TikTok?
Sure. Yeah, I can find it for you. Just look up silent disco or whatever. But it's just everyone on the dance floor is wearing like big headphones, and it looks insane if you're not wearing headphones because everyone's dancing, but everyone's listening to the same thing. So it
at the same
makes
exact
sense.
time.
Yeah. But at this resort, they had a party where, because the headphones have 2 settings.
Yeah.
So you would have, they had a certain soundtrack on one setting and another, and you could see by the colors of the lights would change on the headphones depending which one you were listening to. So you could see which one was winning at any given time, because you'd be like, ooh, Beyonce's on the other one, I'm going to switch. And then you would check back in and you'd be like, ooh, you know.
So when one was killing it, you were like,
Yeah.
I'm going to switch over to that channel.
Yeah, and you could see that most of the people were red. And then you'd be like, ooh, what? Why is everyone
you
blue
did
now?
this?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It was very silly. It was fun, though.
That is so awesome. Who was killing it between red and blue?
I don't remember. But it was kind of like 50-50. Like you would just switch to whatever one you were vibing with.
I'll just be honest. When I was saying that, I didn't think that was ever possibly a thing. But that would have been so awesome.
Yeah.
If Lisa was handing out headphones, or maybe Peter, and he was like, here you go, it's a silent DJ night, and it was between Jax and James, and Jax would play like classic, huge.
He would play like Journey.
Yeah, Journey, Shania Twain. He'd play a lot of like 80s hits, and then James would be more modern.
Yeah.
Pink Pantheress or whatever, Boy's a Liar, you know that song?
Yeah.
And then I wish
When you said Pink Panther, I was thinking of Sandoval.
I don't even know if that's that artist's name. I feel so bad. Whatever the Boy's a Liar, Sandoval's a Liar song is. But it was not that.
No.
So first of all, what was really bad, and I'm going to call out Sir for this. Sir, you said it was an open invite thing that anybody could come to. So we got there an hour and a half early because we were being diligent. We wanted to be a part of this. We wanted to witness this. We knew it possibly could be crowded. But I didn't think it would be that crowded. Mm-hmm. Did you?
No, I didn't really think about it because you guys had gone last time and it was not a big deal.
We went 2 months ago and it was a tenth as packed. It was not a big deal. It was still the height of Scandival. Like he sang Sandoval's a Liar. He had his little DJ booth in the entryway.
Yeah.
You could run around. You could get drinks. You could go to the bathroom and come back and be right in front of James. It was so much more low key. The impact of Scandival over the last 2 months has been wild.
Yeah.
So then we showed up to the door. We were diligent. I had invited people over like it was going to be a carefree, fun, easy thing. I had invited people to it, and we were all ready to go. And then we get stopped at the door saying it's reservations only, which the reservations got snapped up in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All the tables were reserved. So then we get there, and we look like goddamn dorks, right?
Yeah.
Because we're just standing at the door. The guy goes, it's only reservations. And we're like, we immediately started to parse what that means. When do the reservations start? Can we get a table now and stay?
Yeah.
Can we go to the bar and stand there? It's like, it didn't make any sense. All of these tables are reserved, but no one is here now.
Yeah.
And you could, I don't know, it was like, and I was too dumbfounded and shocked, and I was like so worried that I was bringing like friends to come to this, and then they were all going to be shut down that I could barely even think.
Yeah, he was really dissuading us from even trying.
He goes, if you want to wait in line, like maybe you'll get it in, but I don't think so.
Yeah, he was like, maybe there will be no shows on the reservation. But he was a guy that kind of was giving future Peter.
There's two different Peters.
Yeah, there's two hosts.
If you go to Sir,
whatever.
If you go to Sir, there's an Animorphs version of Peter where you see Peter, and then you go one step further, you see him in 20 years, and then we saw the 30-year version. His name is Sam. He's actually very nice. I actually got to know him.
He ended up helping us out, so we have to honor him. But
yes, so we had to wait like.
Yeah. So they at first were implying that we weren't going to even have a chance of walking in until 9 p.m. and we were there at 7. And we were like, since we were first in line, like very first, I was like, let's just wait maybe at least for like half an hour. Since we're the first ones, if anything happens, at least we'll be the first ones.
Yeah, we started the line.
Yes.
We were very fortunate to start the line because over the next 20 minutes, people realized this reservations thing and they lined up behind us, and it was almost to the
Sir
block.
Alley. Yeah.
It was almost wrapped around to Sir goddamn Alley by the time even we were greeted again by Sam.
Yeah. And I just want to say that he was, trying to let us down and, saying it's unlikely we're going to get in. And he was like, as you can see, there's a lot of celebrities here that have to take precedence. And I looked over, and I'm not being shady. I'm just saying the only celebrities I saw for the whole night were the character actress Missy Pyle.
Right.
And Amber Tamblyn from Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Okay. Amber Tamblyn is David Cross's ex-wife.
Current wife.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what Amber Tamblyn looks like, so I didn't recognize her.
Yeah, she's this is so dumb. My brain was like, she has a cut part in I think Django Unchained. She looks out a window, and you're like, oh, that's Amber Tamblyn. And then she's never in the movie again.
Whoa. Just one deleted scene? Is she like background in it?
Basically, they're like walking down the street. She looks out the window, and that's it.
And then what would our wonderful audience know Missy Pyle from?
I tried to look at her IMDb, and I was like, why do I even know her so well?
She's so recognizable, and you'll have seen her in 1,000 things when you look her up.
Yeah, she's in Galaxy Quest. She's in Dodgeball.
Oh, right.
She's in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No shade, though. I mean, he was right. He said, we have 2 celebrities here, so unfortunately, you won't be able to get in. But then something happened. Sam had a full-blown Grinch moment, right?
I think so. I'll say what you can't.
No, don't.
Yes. Okay. So we did not want to be those people of, because you guys agree. I'm sure the reason why most of you found this podcast was because Riley pops off on TikTok as a Bravo kind of, I don't know another word for it, influencer kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Commentator.
Okay. Yes.
And so we didn't want to pull that card, but people in line multiple times were like, I love your TikTok. I love your TikTok.
Yeah,
no, it happened like 3 times.
One person was so sweet. She said, I love your TikToks. They don't know who's waiting out here. She was so sweet. She was like,
she made a little comment like, do you know who he is? Kind of like a little bit joking, but not really. She was trying to help us out.
So sweet. And she went to the host stand and said, hey, Riley Hamilton's back there. And they go, who the hell is that? But then I think
it got in Sam's ear.
Sam goes, so then, just like I said, he turned into the Grinch. All of a sudden, his heart for Amy and I and our other guests, my wife, Natalie, his heart, I saw it. His heart was just that little Grinch heart, and then it expanded to 10 times its size when he saw that 2 people recognized me, and he goes, what's your name again, to me? And I go, Riley Hamilton. And he goes, well, goddamn, Riley Hamilton, is this your wife? And I go, yes, this is Megan, my wife. And he goes, and who the hell are these 2? And I go, my best friends. And he goes, well, I can't let a man stand outside with 3 women, so get the hell in here, buddy. And I go, you mean it? And he goes, get in there. And
it was like, it's a wonderful life.
Yeah, and I go, Sam, thank you so much. I shook his hand. He goes, anything for you, Ryman. And we got in, and then we were like,
on cloud 9.
And then you get into Sir, and it's just like a normal day. It's like, we've been in there 1,000 times. There was no need for it to be this regulated. Well, I guess we found out it did, but
then they kept letting people in, and the crowd grew 10,000 sizes, and it was shoulder to shoulder. Luckily, I got my drinking in while I could.
Me too.
But once the action really started, I could never get to the bar again, which was probably good.
Kind of a flop on Peter's part and Sam's part and the in-between Peter manager, because they had 3 bartenders, and the bar was
slammed.
The bar was slammed to where you had to wait, if you could wait at the bar, 20 minutes to get a drink. You couldn't even close out your card, your bill.
I decided not to leave my card back there in case I needed to escape.
So you had to close out. You had to close out before you even wanted to stop drinking. Yeah. So so to be fully honest, as much as I like to hype everything, with Sir, it was so packed and the bar was so mobbed. You couldn't get a drink. You couldn't move. You couldn't be anywhere near James, which I don't care, but like it was just so much less fun than the first time we went. Unfortunately, it was just, you couldn't have fun in that environment. It was so hot. You couldn't move. So, well, I guess should we get into what specifically happened?
Sure. Yeah. So James showed up like 15 minutes early. He's very punctual.
Yes.
Lisa will like that. He busted through. Everyone went insane. Allie was by his side.
Yeah. And at this point, the line.
I have a package.
Oh wow! Did he knock every time?
Not usually.
Kind of scary. Knock, knock, knock.
I saw a figure behind the glass door. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, but then, you know, it was hard to tell when he started because they had a different DJ going first.
Yes.
And it was a little hard to tell when James took over. But then he got hype. He would stand on the DJ table so that we could all see him. He played the Turtle Time intro theme song, which is the "Okay, let's get started" version of the Vanderpump theme song. Yeah, which was great. Yeah, he fumbled the bag, like you said earlier. Before we were talking, I'm selling you out.
That's okay. Oh God, I talked shit before we start recording.
There was a lot going on, and I think James was distracted. There were just a few moments where the beat was supposed to drop and it would be a little delayed, or we lost power at one point. The power went out of the sound.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, it dropped out. Yeah, there were some transitions that were mishandled, but the energy was so powerful. I mean, people were ravenous to hear him. Like it was, there was great energy levels, almost too much so.
It was so loud. I was afraid for my eardrums. Guillermo was running around recording. He was so happy with how much money he was making.
Oh, you've never seen Guillermo smile like this. He loves these SUR events. And then, unfortunately, within 10 minutes, people were like, we started a "Where is Jax" chant, which, if you've ever heard a "Where is Jax" chant at SUR, it's kind of, I don't know, it's wild. But everyone was screaming, and he goes, "Unfortunately, Jax had a family emergency, and he can't be with us here tonight." And then everybody was like, bummed out, obviously. But James was like, "But I'm going to carry on Jax's legacy." But a huge part of going there and the fun of it was definitely because I wanted to see Jax in that environment.
Yeah, because that was so unbelievable.
Yeah,
which
I wanted to see what the hell
turned out to be unbelievable because it was not possible.
It wasn't possible. We'll never know what that could have been. Also, I don't know what Jax would have done. He would have had to stand behind the DJ booth the entire time because he would have been mobbed.
Totally.
It was chaos in there.
I'm not going to say anything in case there was a real terrible emergency, but I will say like 10 minutes before we found out about the emergency, I said, there's no way Jax is coming. He's going to say something about, I need to be with my family. And then that is what happened. But again, I don't want to be on the wrong side of history if something really bad did happen. But I just couldn't imagine a world in which he actually came. Yeah. It seemed truly unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah. And that was a lot of the draw, to be honest, because I had seen See You Next Tuesday with James. So it being a collab event was so fun. And I do think there was some kind of, emergency. But Jax, Brittany, and Cruz are completely safe and fine. I've already seen on their social media. So I don't know, temporary family emergency flare-up, I guess.
I think we had a little theory that he either saw on social or drove by and saw how mobbed it was and was like, I ain't doing that.
We had that theory?
I had that theory. I'll keep it to myself.
No, I'm just kidding. I do think if anyone was going to lie about what they're doing, Jax is someone who is comfortable with, overstating what he neast to do, or he likes to get out of stuff. But I don't know.
We didn't. I don't think we touched on this last week, but I listened to Jax on that podcast, The Toast, and the tall tales that he's still telling are incredible. Yeah, he claimed, just really quickly to name them off, he claimed that Lisa Vanderpump used to come to him for advice on how he deals with the stress of the drama when she would be going through stuff on The Housewives. She would sit Jax down and say, "How do you do it? Can you help me?"
Imagine that. Imagine Lisa calling Jax and say, "No cameras. Do you mind if we have a one-on-one? I want to talk to you about how I handle my Housewives drama, independent of you."
Yeah.
Jax.
I'm just need to know how you do it. It's so amazing how you handle everything.
Jax.
The host asked if he was offended that Lisa didn't ask him to open a bar instead of the Toms. And he was like, yeah, you know what? It did hurt my feelings because I was such a great employee. He literally said that. And he's like, I don't know why I wouldn't be a great choice for that, you know? And I'm like, you've been fired and suspended multiple times. You knowingly stole from the bar all the time. That was like an ongoing joke. Yeah. You fucked in the bathroom. Yeah. What part of you was a great employee? You don't like making drinks. The joke is that you're the worst bartender they've ever had.
You're just patently irresponsible.
He said that Schwartz and Sandy's begged him to buy out Sandoval, which I do not buy.
So he said that?
Yes, he said he went to Schwartz and Sandy's and that
Schwartz and Jaxie's?
Yeah. And he was like, that's too much responsibility. I need to be with my family.
Oh man, this family man image. I've said this, and this is as mean as I'll go on Jax. And you know, I love Jax. I'm like one of the biggest Jax defenders because I think deep down he's a good person, even though I know that if I was ever friends with him, he'd fuck me over in 2 seconds. But anyway, I defend him. But get the cameras on Jax now. I just keep saying it. This hubris level that he's at is not maintainable.
Yeah.
He thinks of himself now as this family man god that was always right for his entire life.
Yeah.
And then it's finally being revealed now. And if he's on camera for another 3 months or whatever, we are going to see some cracks in that facade for sure. It's like the hubris level is going to come down a lot, I feel like.
Yeah, it's so... I'm like, who do you think you're talking to? We have been watching you for 10 years. Yeah. We know who you are.
He almost has Teresa brain in a way.
Totally.
Where he has a storyline and a vision of what his life is, and any evidence contrary to that he just doesn't accept.
Right.
He at one point he was saying, I've never lied in my life. Like
he keeps saying that over and over again. He's like, actually, if you think about it, I didn't lie because everything I lied about came true.
Yeah, he said, I think he said in Watch What Happens Live, he goes, I have never lied. And then he switched that to, I was right about everything, which that makes more sense. He historically, I guess, was right, but not really.
And now he is so pro Ariana because he's so anti Sandoval, and he kind of gets into it, but not quite taking ownership that he never liked Ariana ever.
He was awful to her.
They didn't like each other ever.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things we'll get into, but one of the things I found a little frustrating about Scandoval is not necessarily the Fairweather fans or viewers. Like, I'm not gatekeeping, but even the people that have been watching, people are forgetting their history.
No, right.
I need people to uphold what has happened,
Lala,
and everyone's just forgetting everything.
Yeah, not to throw Lala under the bus because, obviously we love her so much, but her and Ariana had major beef. Like the last we saw them in season 9, I think we've already said this.
Yeah, you have the I was born fucking cool hoodie, which was against Lala.
Lala and Ariana did not fuck with each other.
No.
But I mean...
I mean, things change, that's fine, but it feels like we're ignoring the dynamics that used to exist, and now Jax is just saying, well, I never liked Ariana because she was under Tom's thumb, and now that she's not, she's so much happier, and now we could be friends. And I'm like, huh?
Also, like, Ariana, like, I'm sorry, Jax, but Ariana's like not gonna fuck with you again after like much longer. Like, she just doesn't like you.
She'll take your support as needed at this very early stage, but I don't think you guys are gonna be BFFs. But yeah, he still is ride or die for Schwartz. He defends Schwartz still. And on this Secrets Revealed that we'll get into, Schwartz says he was texting with Stassi. So, I mean, maybe things will have changed post-reunion, but it seems like everyone, no matter what, still loves Schwartz.
Yeah.
Which people will get mad at us for, but
no, I feel like...
I had some sweet-hearted, tender moments about Schwartz in the Secrets Revealed.
Yeah, no, me too. And I feel like when we posted that like TikTok of our Coors Light with Schwartz, like I'd say 90% or 80% of people are like, I'm starting to forgive this man. I mean, the Schwartz like sympathetic narrative is that he had so much going on.
Yeah.
A lot of family life that we don't see. He's not Sandoval, but every scene he has to be with Sandoval. So it looks like he's just like his number one confidant, even though that's for the show. It's like they are only in scenes together. And also that he told him he needs to do this. What the hell are you doing? I hate this. But what can he physically do besides, I guess, telling Ariana for himself?
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, totally. I think we're gonna have a Schwartz-assance.
Yeah. We're having a Schwartz-assance. Except, we really are.
Okay, so see you next Tuesday. It was fun, but I do not need to go to SIR for a while now. But I'm sure something insane will come up soon that will force me back.
Yes. I mean, just to end the story, like James, was doing great DJ. Like he was doing great or whatever.
It was fun. He played is it called Unwritten? The staring at the blank page before you open up the dirty window.
Oh yeah. Feel the rain on your
feel the rain on your skin.
Oh.
And the crowd was going absolutely batshit, including me, and that was such a fun choice.
He also did the thing where he drops out the lyrics and lets everybody sing, and it was every single person was singing. It was actually awesome.
That was so unexpected.
Yeah, that was so fun. So he killed it. I left early.
Yeah.
Sheena came in Jax's stead, which was awesome. Like that was great that someone came to like be with him and provide that collab. Sheena and Brock came, but we unfortunately were not there. I went to the Abbey.
Nice.
And the Abbey was like, after the chaos of SIR, the Abbey was like this beautiful
Chill.
oasis. Oh, I mean, it's still packed.
Yeah.
I think it had a lot of SIR runoff.
I'm sure.
For people who just like gave up on SIR. But yeah, the Abbey was like so beautiful. It was like so nice, calm, whatever. And I feel the same way as you. Like we've been to SIR like so many times.
Yeah.
2 months is like, okay,
I'm good.
let's ease up a little bit.
For sure. Should we get into a quick Roni, or not Roni, what am I thinking? New Jersey and OC review.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a little quick break?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's edit out that
at exactly 1 hour.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a break. Do you think that I'll just say it on mic, but do you think that vamping was too bad that we even have to cut it, or is it okay to have a little bit of a scramble?
We might want to cut it,
okay,
because of how long this episode's going to be.
Okay, let's get a new Loverboy drink too. You want to?
Yeah.
Because I already drank mine.
Okay,
Much.
I have
Did
a little left, but I'll hit it.
All right, we're going to take a break. So sorry about some of those technical difficulties, but we love you so much, and I can't believe we just talked for an hour about. Really, we haven't touched on. We haven't touched on anything. All right, we love you so much. We are going to both piss.
BRB. Yep.
And we are back.
Hello. Okay. So now that we're an hour in, should we start talking about shows that we're on?
It's perfectly structured, Turtle Time. 1 hour dedicated to Starbucks, Loverboy, Wolf by Vanderpump.
That's housekeeping.
It's awesome. You just, the first hour is just, you get it out of the way, right?
Do you think we'll ever get organized about what we talk about, or do you think we should just keep it it loose?
People say they love long episodes, but do you really?
The time codes, I feel that
yes.
Sometimes people will like make requests about what we talk about for how long, etc. And I'm like, hit the time code.
No, I agree. Time codes make everything permissible. It's like, if you don't want to hear us talk about different flavors of Loverboy or Wolf by Vanderpump, just look at the time codes. We'll talk about New Jersey.
On YouTube, the time codes are links. They're hyperlinked.
You do that?
It does it automatically.
So it just does any time code, and you click it, you just go right to it.
Which, I'm sorry, guys, I copy paste the time codes that Riley puts for the podcast, and because we add a little fun at the beginning of YouTube, they might be a little misaligned, but within like 30 seconds.
Mine are already sort of misaligned because we don't have clear transitions, but whatever, they're general.
Yeah,
and
we get you there.
Yeah. And so now, just so we know, a little time code update, 1 hour, 1 minute, 7 seconds. We are talking about New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Amy and I haven't talked about this, but we were fired up last week. We were fired up the week before.
Yeah. I didn't even watch your TikTok because I wanted to keep it fresh.
I'm so glad you did.
So I don't even know.
And then that means I can repeat myself and it doesn't seem bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, part 3, the final part. Did you watch the Uncensored? They didn't have a name for it. Okay, me too.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
It's the new wave of reunions to watch the Uncensored.
Hearing Teresa say fuck Uncensored was like jarring and awesome. Because she said fuck a lot in the history of New Jersey, but hearing it.
She also slipped into Italian at one point, which was so intense.
Yeah. Domo ti mi coro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
you
like
broke
that.
my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I wrote it down. It was amazing. Sorry, I didn't even ask you. How'd you feel about it overall?
No, it was really good. I almost thought maybe something more would happen, you know?
Like a big revelation.
Yeah, or like
I don't know. What about Bo Dietl sending a security guard to protect?
That was incredible.
What the hell? Okay,
he's popping a Loverboy.
Yeah, I'm popping a Loverboy. I am going to drink a mango pear. First sip.
I'm still working on my iced tea lemonade, but how is it?
It's amazing.
Really?
So
Do you like it even better than the other one?
They're both amazing, like a 9 out of 10, but I actually like iced tea and lemonade just because that's my favorite flavor.
Yeah, just take a sip. It is good.
But it's good.
I
wonder
feel
if
like-
Kyle likes this one.
Need to ask him in person.
Kyle and Amanda need to say what their absolute favorites are. I know they would obviously say they love
Yeah.
every single flavor, but
It seems like they drink a lot of the like harder ones on the show, like the
right.
they have like spritz and espresso martini. You know.
Oh, by the way, we are going to town tomorrow for our Patreon episode. I don't like to tease Patreon because it's, a paid thing that you have to pay for, but Amy and I are going to get drunk as hell and drink the Cosmos,
Yeah.
the espresso martinis.
I'm going to be like Samantha on Sex and the City.
Woo! And I'll be like Miranda, right?
Your choice.
Wait, I get to choose? People
Yeah.
don't choose it for me?
No, who are you?
Oh, I thought that a friend tells you which Sex and the City person you are.
It's
Megan
kinda
says she's
hard.
a Miranda.
She does.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is Miranda the one who dates that man, Scott?
Steve,
Yes.
the redhead,
Yes. Megan is a Miranda.
the lawyer.
I'm a, does anybody want to be Sarah Jessica Parker? Or is that what,
I mean, I think everyone says they're a Carrie because that's like,
everyone says that?
I think some people hate Carrie. In retrospect, I feel like she's kind of been reassessed as a almost Don Draper, Walter White figure because
Wait,
she
she's the
fucks up so many times.
She's the anti-hero?
Yeah,
of it?
she's
Okay.
just real. She makes bad choices.
Okay.
But she's the most fashionable and
Yeah.
she's the it girl.
And the
so
show is like about her mostly.
Yeah.
It's like her
So-
point of view.
you always want to be like, I'm a Carrie because you're like, I'm fab and fun.
And no one wants to be a Charlotte, right?
I mean, I love Charlotte actually.
Okay.
She's a bit of a prude, but she's the heart of the show.
But no one would claim like, or like
Some
no
people
one
would.
Okay. All right, cool.
That's the thing. That's why it's great, is because all four are viable options.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just going to say definitively, only having seen Sex and the City passively once, yeah, I want to be a Miranda.
Okay.
She's literary.
Yeah.
Is she?
She's educated.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take it. So I can be her?
I mean, Carrie is also literary 'cause she's
Oh,
a
right,
writer.
She's a writer. Okay. I'll just say I feel like it's self-aggrandizing to say you're Carrie, but I'm Carrie.
Okay.
And who
Can
are
we
you?
both be Carrie?
Yeah. Two Carries. So
Mixed with, we have a little slice of everyone.
that's true. I got a little bit of Samantha in me, I'll be honest.
Ooh.
Maybe
we'll
tomorrow-
keep that for the Patreon.
Like tomorrow, what you said, Samantha might come out from all of us. If
That's true.
If we're high as hell on cosmopolitans and espresso martinis, we're gonna get drunk as hell like Samantha.
On the, I think it's the series finale, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to this, but I think it's the last episode. It's either that or the movie. I get them a little confused.
Okay.
But they go out. Maybe it's the movie. No. Yes, maybe it is the movie. Anyways, they go out for drinks for Samantha's 50th birthday. It's the very end. And they order Cosmos. And they go, why did we stop drinking these? They're so great. And they go, because everybody else started.
Whoa.
Like
so it's-
acknowledging how iconic they made the Cosmo.
Self-referential.
Yeah.
Whoa. So have you had a Cosmo?
They're good.
I've never had one.
It's good, but I
Are they vodka?
I don't really fuck with vodka.
Me either.
So,
So that's gonna be hard.
yeah.
Oh, vodka in a can? I mean, I'll still drink the hell out of it. but
Maybe
gee,
it's like a Cosmo inspired. I feel like it's not vodka in a can. It's probably like malt, like
Let's-
White Claw style.
Let's hope not. I can't drink vodka. Anyway, so for you looking at for the timestamp, New Jersey starts 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds in. So
Bodie.
yeah, so you thought it was pretty
It was
good, but you
really
wanted-
exciting. I rolled back the tape. I watched it without Jimmy, but then I showed him multiple moments after I had already watched it because I was like, you got to see this. And that security guard moment was one of them.
So it starts, and the boys come out. And he's like, please, for the love of God, Frank Catania and Louie, you guys can't get in a fight right now. You'll mow me down.
Yeah.
And so
I was really nervous the whole time.
yeah.
Even though Frank wouldn't hurt a fly.
No, he would never do that. But he did say, I'm the most fired up I've ever been. He goes, in all the reunions I've been on, I don't really say much. The worst thing I've ever done is called Polly Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
And I thought that was almost a joke because I was looking at Polly of how Polly would like respond like that was funny. But Polly didn't look like that was funny.
Right.
It honestly must have offended him.
Yeah.
Polly's so cool.
He's chill.
What if we were just like, that was New Jersey?
That was the New Jersey minute.
Do you like
Yeah,
Polly?
Frank. I like Frank better.
Aw, but not
I mean, I like Polly, but Frank is like iconic, and he was so sweet. Like
Frank cheated on Dolores
I know,
very badly. I think he
know.
was running through town.
I know,
Fucking anything that walked in
I
front of him.
know, but he has true star power. Okay,
Oh, he's
Polly is sweet, but he's not that great for TV. Let's be real. He's a little still
But I
uncomfortable
love him
on camera.
I love him for Dolores.
Totally, but Frank like should get a spin-off is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Frank is great. They correctly identified that he had the best calendar photo
Totally.
by far.
But yeah, he was saying, like you said, he never usually talks at the reunion, and he said, "When I get my feelings hurt, I get nasty."
He's
And I
like,
was
I'm
that's so sweet.
He's like, I'm an alpha male, baby. I get nasty. And yeah, I mean, he didn't get too nasty.
No, he kept it tight, but all of the husbands got involved, which I loved because it validated that Teresa and Louis are on the wrong side of history, because even the most chill of the husbands were pissed.
Oh yeah, they have as their confidants. They have Jen Aiden, who's the least valuable player, and
She's so clearly just a sidekick.
oh yeah, I mean the Jennifer Aiden era has to end.
Yeah.
it's. I don't want to take food out of her mouth. She can be a friend of. I'm happy for her if she stays like that, but she's providing nothing. She didn't have 1 minute. All she does is just back up Teresa unfoundedly, like no matter what Teresa says.
It's so annoying.
And she's taking away Bill from his boys.
Yeah.
Louis made Bill a groomsman, so he has
Yeah.
to like honor Louis and Teresa, but you know Bill wants to be on the other side with the boys.
Yeah.
John Buda, Frank,
Yeah.
Joe Gorga. Those are his Joe Bonino.
Yeah,
right? Joe Bonino.
yep.
He wants to get back with his fucking boys. He's
Yeah.
on the Louis side.
Heartbreaking.
And Nate Cabral, which I'm fine with Nate.
Yeah, he doesn't say much.
He's getting out of his shell, just like Polly.
Yeah. No, but Fuda, I was like, good for you, dude.
Dude,
He
Fuda
kept it
ripped.
together, but he said what he needed to say, and he brought receipts.
Yeah. So it starts out. It's I guess we don't have to go so far into it, but Joe Gorga and Melissa, we've said it before. They are done. They have
Yeah.
realized this is a losing battle with Teresa. It's been so long. And Joe never wants to say, I'll never talk to you again,
Yeah.
Teresa. Teresa is the one who's okay with saying that.
Yeah.
She says, this is the last time we'll ever talk
Yeah.
to her brother.
There's nothing that, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but there's a moment when Joe says, if you were in an accident, I would be running to the hospital. If anything happened,
Of course.
I would help you
No, that's right there.
immediately. And Teresa's like, ew. Like, she's basically like, don't come.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on.
Yeah, and Teresa's vendetta now against Melissa and Joe, it still stems from the fact that she didn't know that they had been hired to be on the
Right.
show, right? In season 3, when they
Yeah.
came on, that they got hired behind her back, and that I guess Teresa never wanted her family on the show. You could say,
Well, in retrospect.
yeah, I mean, I guess if you were giving her the benefit of the doubt, you would say because she didn't want this to happen. But I don't think Teresa should have, I don't know, tried to stop Joe and Melissa from being on the show, because it was an amazing dynamic to watch, and
Yeah.
it didn't have to end like
Right.
this. But she still holds such a grudge, I think,
Yeah.
against production and Joe and Melissa for doing this behind her back and being on the show.
Right. I know. It's impossible to even trace her logic, because as we said last week, she's so wishy-washy and
Yeah.
lies and will never accept anything they say, no matter what.
And now has switched the blame. I think Teresa's hugest her biggest focal points for her grudge against Joe and Melissa now is that she says that Joe talked to Giudice's ex-partner,
Right.
and that they had a relationship, which she found out from Jacqueline Larita, that
Right.
they had some kind of friendship. So she thinks now that Joe and Melissa were responsible for talking to the FBI
Right.
and getting her in jail, which
I was obsessed when Frank was like, do you relinquish attorney-client privilege to Joe
Yes.
Gorga? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I was his attorney at the time. And Andy was like, are you serious? He was like, 100%, I'm not lying.
that was amazing.
I forgot that he was a lawyer. I know he did get disbarred.
Me too. No, I forgot he was a lawyer. I go, wait, Frank's a lawyer? And Megan was like, wait, you don't remember Frank's lawyer era? And I go, no, I don't remember that.
And he said that they did get called in for questioning, but
Yes.
that Joe didn't squeal at all.
Joe is not a rat.
Hell
you think
no.
Joe actually wants Teresa to go to prison?
No.
No.
But then in that moment, I was thinking, have him get his license back and have a
Attorney-
legal spin-off.
Attorney at law, is that what they say?
Yeah,
Attorney
maybe him and Craig
Frank and Craig do law.
on Peacock.
Oh my God. It would be called Catania and Conover. Right?
Yeah.
CNC?
Like the Chanel logo.
Yes. And it'd be kind of like a Better Call Saul-esque thing where they're public defenders.
Should we pitch?
Let's pitch, baby. CNC, Catania and Conover,
Yeah.
at law or whatever law firm.
Yeah.
They are public defenders in they're New York, New Jersey. Or no. Craig would have to move to be in New York with Paige.
Yeah.
So Paige kind of gets some runoff from this.
Yeah.
They go to the public defender's office. They go, give me the worst you got. Give me a case I can defend for you.
Jen Shaw.
Jen Shaw. They do some Bravo court hearings. Like, oh my God. We don't.
It
do
could
we
be
even,
like, why did my brain switch to, I was saying it could be kind of like, I know they're not judges, but what if it was kind of a Judge Judy format where they just take cases quickly?
Yes. But also say what they think the judge is going to say, like how winnable is this case?
Yeah.
They could still have some perspective over the whole thing, so we don't have to watch the entire journey.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the idea of them in a judge's robes.
Maybe we could just switch it to that.
Do you think you don't think that they would wear those old timey British headpieces, right? Because that we sort of
Powdered wig.
because they don't. We sort of phased out of those, right? Judges don't typically wear those anymore, like the John Adams
No,
style.
but they still, I think, do wear like robes because.
But why would they be judges now?
What's her name? George Clooney's wife. She is a.
Yeah, the one that Jax hates. What's her name? Amalia.
Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Amal
Clooney.
Amal Clooney. Yeah.
I don't know too much about her.
She's
a
like a
judge?
human rights attorney, but in England, and I think she wears like a robe sometimes. But yeah, do you have to? I'm just so ignorant. Do you have to be a lawyer to be a judge?
Oh,
Like
you know,
first?
what a great question. I assume, yeah, because do judges have their own training? Do they bypass being a lawyer and you become a judge?
Because you're like appointed, right?
There are people will be like, what the hell podcast am I listening
we
to?
vote for judges, don't we?
Yeah.
It's like appointed.
Yeah.
Like a sheriff.
But they must have to know the law just as well as a lawyer, even more so.
I think that's what happens.
So I don't think Craig and Frank should get their judge be voted in to be judges. They should be lawyers, public defenders, just like Saul, right? And then they take cases. We don't see the whole journey, but they maybe say, this is winnable. Here's my legal advice. But they would have really good chemistry.
Yeah.
Conover and Catania, don't you think?
Where's Craig at with his law journey? It feels kind of...
Well, in season 4, he passed the bar,
Yeah.
and I believe he has a law journey. I mean, he can practice law.
You'll see what happens. But he more recently, in the past, I don't know, year or so, remember he like started posting that he was practicing law again?
He has enough practicing law experience to be a part of this show.
For certain.
And then how the hell do we get Tanya to be undisbarred? Right?
Yeah, is that allowed? Or maybe it's just a penalty for a certain amount of time.
Maybe it's sort of like Craig is the face, but he still goes to Frank for legal advice. Frank is sort of like sitting at the big
It's
desk.
the grandfathered in,
And he's like, Craig, I don't know if this is the right legal strategy to go around. I've been disbarred and discredited, but I don't think that's right. Plus, there's so many legal issues in the New Jersey. Enough about this goddamn spin-up that we're going to pitch. But there's enough legal battles in the New Jersey. Like I just saw that
Yeah.
Joe Bonino was sued.
Oh,
Like I
really?
just looked him up just to find out what the fuck his last name was.
Yeah.
He was sued for $20,000. So there's so many lawsuits that they could like get in the middle of.
Totally. Well, I loved when they were talking about whether or not Louis was investigating people. And Louis was like, why would I investigate you? What would I investigate? And Frank goes, oh, there's a ton you can investigate about me, unfortunately.
So that is a huge, that leads us out. So we will pitch that obviously to
Yeah.
Bravo. So if you guys don't mind, everybody listening, please let Amy and I have this. I know you want to run with that, but that is copywritten, right?
Yeah.
We own
It's a verbal agreement.
verbal cover. I know we need documentation, like
They were saying about the Pizzagate.
So a lot. So once the boys get in there,
Yeah.
Frank warms up, Polly warms up. John Fuda really opens the floodgates. He says, "I have a question, Andy." And he goes, "Please, John Fuda." John Fuda says, "I want to know why the hell you contacted my ex-wife in jail." Right?
Yeah.
She's in jail.
Did we know that?
It was like probably one sentence and there's just too much to retain. But
Yeah.
yes, John Fuda's ex-wife is in jail. So they have a record of people who contact her because all
Yeah.
records have to be identified or whatever. So he knows that a private investigator contacted his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And Louis, Mr. Private Investigator, who brought up even the mention of private investigators in the universe, now
He's
says
the one that introduced it at all.
yeah, he now says he never had anyone investigated. He says that he is being investigated by someone who is harassing him.
He said someone is harassing my life.
Someone is harassing my life, so I have private investigators on me, so I counteract with private investigators. It's like this. What?
It's so BS. He was saying that they roll the clip. He said, I am best friends with Bo Dietl, one of the biggest private investigators in the world,
Right.
and he has a folder on all of these people. Then Andy goes, okay, so you do, through Bo Dietl, have investigations on these people. He goes, I was just fired up. That was misstated. And then they go, but you said it again the next day. And then they roll a clip of him saying it again.
He says Bo Dietl has dirt on all of you.
Yeah.
So he misstated that, but I don't want to let this one moment go by because what I thought was the most interesting misstatement was when Andy goes, "Hey, Louis, can I ask you something? What the hell was going on with that pajamas comment about the dead dad's pajamas?" And Louis goes, "Let me say, for the record, that was completely misstated."
He's taking everything back.
He said, "I'm sorry. I know I said that I wore a full pajama suit with those little buttons and a butt flap, and I wore it around for weeks at a time in the house because it comforts Teresa and her daughters. But actually, that was overblown." He goes, "I don't know why the hell I said that. Actually, Teresa was getting rid of some clothes, and in the laundry basket, there was a pair of sweats that Teresa's dad wore, and I wore those once, and I wore it in an endearing and good way."
I think it was more like, like you're saying, I think it was more like a Scrooge outfit, like the nightgown with a sleeping cap and a little candle on a base.
Yes, the way he talked about those pajamas, it was a full pajama suit. It had that little ball that drapes over the head. He had that nice little night candle that you bring around. It's sort of like, you said Scrooge McDuck, right? But also Ebenezer Scrooge also wears
just
that
regular
around.
Scrooge.
So when we pictured it, when he said that, he said, I was wearing the full thing. I was wearing...
Everyone was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm almost afraid. Like, do you think if we talk too much shit about Louis, that Bo
Bo
Dietl will
Dietl's going
get...
to bang on the door. What if the package was Bo Dietl?
I just saw a shadow. And honestly, they said that Rachel Fuda said that she was at dinner in New Jersey and Bo Dietl was just sitting right next to her in disguise. She didn't say in disguise, but you know if he's trailing
Andy was
her.
like, do you think he was trailing you? And she was like, absolutely. And I'm like, do you think he was just like leaning his chair over, listening to, I think her and Melissa were at dinner.
That's so wild.
It's so funny.
So did you think, what we can just say is that Louis' two weirdest things that he was called out for the most, he fully retracted and tried to make them sound better. The private investigator thing
Yeah.
and the pajamas thing. You know he wore the full pajama set. And it wasn't just one night. It was multiple nights.
He was like, look, girls, I'm wearing your no-nose pajamas.
Any comfort coming from this?
He was using the tactic of confusion.
Yes.
Subterfuge.
Over explaining.
Yeah.
Too.
Where you just give up because you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're trying
when
to
does
say.
the laundry basket come into play? So you got out of that. Joe Gorga is just shaking his head.
Yeah.
He's like, this is a mess. But he's more reserved than you even think. He's sitting there. He's powerful. He's angry. But he's not going off.
Crazy. I think all the men being aligned really helped because it
amazing.
wasn't him against the world. It was 5 guys against 1.
Yeah. So Teresa and Louis are both this is like the word that came to me is that they are both very paranoid.
Yeah.
Teresa is so paranoid that everyone is scheming against her. Like she thinks that people are scheming in the background to get her in jail, to let her in jail. She thinks everyone is talking shit about her. She has so many hanger-ons. Is that how you say? Like people, like B squad people, like around her that are just feeding her bullshit.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, Larita, anyone that will talk to Teresa will just say a rumor about Melissa just to get in her ear. Like she's been hearing rumors for 10 years about Melissa cheating. Like how many times do you have to hear that rumor before you say, okay, I kind of don't believe anymore about Melissa cheating on Joe.
Yeah.
But anyone who wants to get in her ear. Do you remember who are those two, the people with the same name?
Kim D.
Yeah, Kim D and Kim
G. Yeah.
Yeah. They both are just probably constantly in Teresa's ears feeding her fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
They hope a rumor gets on the show. They hope that anything they say will make its way as a storyline and drama. So Teresa and Louis are like, Louis is even more paranoid, it sounds like. He thinks like Bo Dietl is on his ass. Private investigators are following him. Lines are tapped. Like so they're the worst for each other.
Totally. No, Louis freaks me out.
And he really, like we talked about last week, he had a turn. People saw it right away, and I was soft on him. I'm a contrarian. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he flipped, and he turned into a full-blown psycho. Yeah. He's awful for Teresa.
No, he scares the shit out of me.
He's indulging all of her worst impulses. Yeah. He's making her worse. Joe Gorga said, my sister, after she got out of prison, she was so wonderful. She was zenned out. That was the Namaste era, which that was true. Yeah. Teresa was like on a new
It was
leaf.
shocking.
And then after 7 years or however long it's been, she's like fully regressed back to the no namaste Teresa.
Yeah, it was crazy when all this stuff was going down with the security guard and the private investigator conversation. They were all, Melissa was saying, this has never happened in the history of the show. So obviously the outlier here is Louis because this has never happened before.
Frank says it too.
Yeah.
He's like, the one difference here, we've never been this contentious. It's never been this bad. What's the common denominator? Louis is now here, which is true. He pretended like he was going to foster the Joe and Melissa relationship, and the minute that one thing went wrong with like Pizzagate, because apparently I guess they were at the Pizzagate in Washington D.C. right?
Well, he kept saying Pizzagate again and again and again. Yeah. I feel like he has heard that somewhere, and it just sounded like snappy to him.
Remember where
and
it came
he
from.
Just decided to co-opt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the business dealing thing was very confusing, where my brain also just gave up on trying to understand what happened.
Andy's brain gives up too. It's like, what the hell happened with this pizza restaurant?
Very confusing. The only thing I really understand is that essentially it sounds like, first of all, they were both disorganized about setting up who owns what. Yeah. There was no contract. And then it sounds like the real slight that happened was that they decided to call it Skinny Italian and have a photo shoot with Teresa and the girls and cut out Joe Gorga from the equation.
The decision between those two names, Skinny Italian versus Gorga's Pizza, how the hell do you not go with Gorga's Pizza? That is so much better.
Well, Louis was saying the marketing opportunity was there.
For Skinny Italian? And
well, that's the name of Teresa's cookbook. Her first cookbook, yeah.
Oh, okay. So both her and Bethany utilized the skinny adjective.
It's kind of a cheater brand. I feel like.
Was Teresa's a cheater? Or who was
That's actually a good question.
Okay. Oh, so Skinny Italian makes more sense. I thought it was just like a shitty name. But
yeah.
Do people? I don't feel like people still identify with Teresa's first cookbook from 15 years ago.
I bought my sister Skinny Italian for her birthday like 3 years ago as like a gag.
Caroline Manzo never forgave Teresa after that cookbook.
Right.
She called her a white bread Italian or whatever. Caroline can never forgive
Well, Teresa did technically formally apologize to Caroline
in general
for accusing her of dealing with the FBI.
Right. Well, goes now she thinks it was Joe and Melissa.
And then Andy goes, "You standing for Jacqueline and Larita is the joke of the century."
Yeah. And then Teresa goes, "I was never actually mad at Jacqueline. I actually always had a good rapport with Jacqueline or whatever." He goes, "Roll the goddamn tape." And they show this montage of the history of Jacqueline and Teresa, which is ridiculous. Teresa is just whoever is on her side and willing to just ride or die loyalty for her, she will accept despite all of their history. But for some reason, she just cannot do that with the Wakilis, her family, her actual family.
Right. Despite her insistence that blood is everything.
I know, but then it's like her new blood is everything. Like she loves Louis' family more than her actual family.
It's upsetting. And then it's too intense to get into. There's too much, but I keep getting in these TikTok wormholes going into the shit that went down with Dina's ex that Caroline is defending because it's her brother, right?
Whose brother?
Dina was married to Caroline's brother, right? That's what made her Dina Manzo.
Yes.
And she has a new husband, and they had a home invasion where they got the shit beaten out of them with like baseball bats. And it turned out that her ex-husband hired those people. And Caroline wrote a letter of, what's it called? Like good character or whatever for her brother. And so that's like part of the reason why Dina doesn't fuck with Caroline anymore. But
Dina and aren't Dina and Caroline sisters? Yeah, they're sisters. But then they both married brothers of each other.
Right.
Chris Larita's brother? Oh my God.
I get so confused.
We got some New Jersey heads who are going to be so mad. But okay,
but they're
your story still
actual
makes
sisters.
sense. So Dina's ex-husband paid for a home invasion on Dina and her new husband.
Yeah, and they got like the shit kicked out of them.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I always liked Dina.
Yeah. Remember she had that cat, Grandma Wrinkles?
No.
She had a hairless cat named Grandma Wrinkle.
Oh, it's so cute and sweet. She didn't like being on New Jersey.
It was too much. I understand. She was like a normal, real person. But she also had a spin-off, a design show spin-off very briefly.
She did?
Yeah.
What was it called?
It was called like Designed by Dina or something like that.
That sounds about right.
In this video that I was watching, they mentioned it and it reminded me. Because she was like a party planner / like decorator or something.
So Louis had horrible business though with Dina and her new husband. Is that what was happening?
I guess they don't really like get to. It's all very vague when they talk about them.
Dina didn't go to
the
Teresa and Louis'
wedding
either.
Even though they're close.
Yeah, but I think Teresa said that was because Dina just didn't want to be on camera.
Right.
I don't know.
But she was mad that she didn't have enough notice. Whatever.
The fact that we don't know enough about it is because the reunion didn't focus on it enough. They didn't bring that to the forefront.
Right. But it's just, I get reminded about this stuff just on TikTok and whatever. And I'm like, there's this huge, violent conspiracy that's happening right under the noses of all of these people. And we just never get to talk about it.
Shit is going down in Jersey. I mean, that was my takeaway. There is so much underneath that's going on. All these lawsuits and private investigators and beatings. Danny Provenzano, one of my favorite characters of all time, is like in jail for being an accomplice to murder or something, allegedly.
God.
I don't know if that's his charge, but he's like in jail.
Oh
like
my God.
Caroline Manzo's, I don't know, what was it? Her father-in-law or something was killed in a mob-related fatality. Was
that's
murdered.
always been the underbelly. Oh, I forgot to mention that the payment for these, I'm not going to call them hitmen, but essentially that attacked Dina. Their payment was a discounted wedding at the Brownstone.
No way. The Brownstone that the Manzo boys run?
Yeah.
Who offered that to them?
Well, I guess. So yeah, the
Caroline and
Manzo
Dina are estranged. They hate each other, right? Caroline and Dina.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think this is part of that. This whole situation.
Is Caroline implicated in those Manzo boys? Are they implicated in this?
Well, I think that the Manzo ex the Manzo family owns the brownstone.
Right, so
that Manzo ex.
Did you say it was a 25% off discount?
It was a huge discount from what I've heard.
65%?
I'll find it. I'll send it to you. Heather McDonald did the due diligence and wrote like a chart
Heather,
and like went through.
Heather, thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, there's so many feuds, underlying feuds that we don't even really see. Like Pizzagate, we don't even hear about it, but it was just this full flop business.
Right.
And Dina and her husband had some, I don't know, potentially flop business, but how did that home invasion tie into the current Louis and Teresa drama? Was there any?
There was no tie-in. I don't remember what made me say that, except that
just that there's a lot of wild
the
stuff
Caroline. It's weird that she now says, "Never mind, Caroline, you are off the hook for that stuff because I think it was my brother now," even though she's still friends with Dina, who hates Caroline. So
right,
it's just
complicated. Do you think if Teresa went off the show? Which I don't want her off the show because I want to see Teresa and Louis navigate next season. But if they were off the show, the Manzos and the Wakilis would potentially come back because Teresa is the only person stopping them from being on camera.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how deep it goes. I know that at least Rosie is a Trump, if not QAnon person. But I don't know about the other Wakilis, but I think they might be infested.
Rosie's QAnon.
Yeah.
Was she on January 6th?
Maybe.
Rosie.
You know who was?
The guy from Mr.
Siggy.
Show. Oh. Siggy was at January 6th?
Yeah. Soggy Flicker.
Soggy Flicker was in the Capitol, storming the Capitol riots? Capitol, what are they?
Yeah.
Insurgency.
Yeah.
She was... Soggy Flicker and Rosie was... You don't know if Rosie was there, right?
Not confirmed.
Soggy Flicker was a part of the Capitol insurgency.
Soggy, like...
Insurrection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soggy Flicker, was she indicted?
I don't think so, but there were, at the time when they were going through everyone's social media, I think she maybe deleted, but she had posted something like on a plane, like, "We're going to get our country back."
She's holding a sign and saying, "I'm going to storm the Capitol" on it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, the next day, she was like, "Oh, I think I'm going to delete that photo."
She's like, "I have to delete this picture of me in Nancy Pelosi's office."
Shit, I shouldn't have posted this on Instagram. Her feet are up on Pelosi's desk. Soggy Flicker was there?
Yeah.
What? So Richie, Wakili, Kathy, you know Rosie's talking about QAnon to Kathy and Richie, right?
Yeah.
So they probably can't be back on.
TBD. And maybe I don't know how deep it goes. I don't know if it's just Rosie or if the whole family's involved, but because Kathy always seemed very level-headed to me.
I know, but if you've got Richie and Rosie in your ear, Kathy's not standing a chance. QAnon is entering your subconscious. Oh man, I really had soft, warm feelings towards Rosie.
Like I know, she was a star.
When she was getting all fired up behind the curtain when she wanted to beat Teresa up and they couldn't stop her because she was like screaming. You remember? She was like, "I'm going to beat her up. I'm going to kill her if she talks about..." Was it her father? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Her dad's brother.
Yeah. Man,
New Jersey
it goes so deep.
New Jersey's so good. People can't call it bad. I mean, they had a bad season, but think about the shit that we just talked about.
Yeah.
But are you saying that Rosie can't get back on camera?
She might be too far gone.
And Richie, you think, is still?
Maybe. I think I remember a photo of them, the two of them wearing like MAGA hats or something.
Okay. But that doesn't necessarily mean they took part in the insurrection.
Which I'm like, where is Richie from?
Lebanon.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I think so.
Whoa. Thank you, my brain.
But he's not a Mambo Italiano like everybody else.
No, but that's his introduction. They're like, he identifies as Italian, even though he's Lebanese. And if he's not Lebanese, I'm so sorry. But I think that is where he's from.
That sounds right. But,
okay. We didn't talk. We didn't talk enough. Are we winding down?
I mean, are there any highlights you want to?
We got off topic a little bit. Well, I guess. I mean, not. I guess I don't know. We really talked about it. Okay, I'll just since you didn't watch my TikTok, I just want to say my thoughts, and then you let me know how you feel about this. So this fired me up in terms of this cast for season 14. How much bad blood and feuds and rivalries are happening even underneath the surface. It was like the season happened and nothing good was dredged up. But then in the off season, in the 4 months, something happened. Louis like started shaking the ground, and it riled everybody up. So I want to see this cast. It's almost like a little mini Scandival. It's not, it's horrible, but I want to see the aftermath of this with these cast members.
Yeah.
I think Jennifer Aiden is the only weak link where I'm sort of tired of seeing her, but I love Bill so much that I don't want Bill off the show. So it's kind of a hard place to be in.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this cast continuing?
I mean, I do feel like even though I wasn't blown away by the new additions, I feel like maybe they have more to give moving forward.
I like Rachel.
Yeah.
I really like her.
Yeah.
I think this cast needs another level-headed Dolores
Yeah.
type. Rachel never, even though she was baited so badly by Danielle was the example of the worst type of first season housewife, where any dramatic moment they try to capitalize on and they go for it and they won't give it up and they don't care any evidence to the contrary. They know they need to like fight for the drama.
Right.
And I thought that Rachel and Danielle were going to subvert where two new cast members come in and they feel like they have to fight each other.
Right.
Like how they just feel like they have to earn their spot by fighting with the other one. At first they had this good relationship and then Danielle just like ran with this stupid fight. So I feel like Danielle just didn't get a fair shake because I actually kind of liked her. Like she was fun. She was funny. She just did the worst job as a first season housewife.
Yeah. I feel like it could shake out in the future. But yeah, I think I could deal with a Jen friend of. Do you think that they should, I mean, I don't need her back with a, well, I always want to say what they're holding, but we've discovered New Jersey doesn't hold anything in their hands.
Yeah.
But I don't know how else to signify, you get your diamond or your apple or whatever. But
it's just like the shape
prosciutto.
of, a little piece of prosciutto. It's
Gabagool.
perfect. Yeah, that's what they hold up.
But why am I blanking on her name?
Jackie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm okay with Jackie, but with her absence, I didn't miss her enough. I want Jen Fessler full time.
Yeah.
Fessler.
I think that's a good call.
Like a wrecking ball.
And I think Andy loves her.
Fessler killed it. Not only does she have this beautiful connection with James Gandolfini, which I love, her mom and her twin sister mom, aunt, they are iconic.
Yeah.
So Fessler brought it. Fessler didn't try to have a presence of drama to get the cameras on her. She was just level-headed and fun and funny.
I have a feeling that she thinks that she will be joining the cast because she got a full-ass facelift and new teeth and everything.
Andy said that's the fastest turnaround on the second season glow-up that every cast member has.
Yeah.
I feel good. How do you feel, just to end our New Jersey minute, how do you feel about the prospects of Joe, Melissa, and Teresa? Where do you come down on this equation of them?
I mean, they should part ways. But
on the show?
But I don't know what the right thing to do for the show is because I'm kind of sick of Teresa. But like we were saying before, if Teresa could get a little family spinoff but the thing is with those spinoffs, they're always pretty fluffy. Yes. And I want Louis to be looked into.
Yeah, Teresa would have to be the executive producer of this spinoff. It wouldn't be that great.
Right.
It'd be who Teresa wants to hang out with, which is no pushback.
Yeah.
Teresa, Jennifer Aiden, her daughters, and Louis. It would just be her universe.
Right.
There'd be no conflict.
Right.
So, I think Teresa has to stay on the show. I don't think the fact that her and Melissa hate each other is bad for the show. I think it's actually good. And I'm personally, I'm not tired of their dynamic because I know that ultimately Joe and Teresa need to reconcile, and it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to have this blood feud forever. So I want to see if it can ever be repaired.
Do you think that Louis is going to do something insane and Teresa's going to have to leave him and that she'll be humbled and have to run into the arms of her brother?
I would say the odds of that happening are 75%.
Okay.
another selfish reason why I want Teresa and Louis to stay on the show is because I know that Louis, unfortunately, is going to implode if you just keep the cameras on long enough.
His redness is dialing up by the second until his head just blows off.
And I love Teresa. She is hard to root for. She's one of the biggest, most hypocritical housewives, but I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I want her away from Louis, so I want to watch Louis unravel on his own, and hopefully Teresa can get out of this relationship, which I already see a lot of red flags. I know a lot of other people see red flags too. And Joe's going to be there for her because Joe is actually a good, dutiful brother, despite what Teresa says.
I agree. He's a good guy, right?
I love Joe Gorga. I love the boys. John Fuda is a great new addition to the boys.
Yeah.
Don't want to see Bill go, but hopefully if Jen's a friend of, Bill can still party with the boys.
Yeah. He gets so wasted.
They have to just carry Bill around. He's so awesome.
I love when they just do shots all the time.
Me too. I love Joe Bonino too, just how well he fits in with the boys too. They're just such a good group of guys.
Yeah. It's rare to see male friendship like
I know.
that. It's fun.
I know. They're just so essential to New Jersey that I don't think they would want, even if they want Melissa off, I don't think they would want Joe off.
Yeah.
He's like the bridge to the boys.
I feel like also, specifically gay men, when they're on Watch What Happens Live, the gays are hot for Joe Gorga.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like maybe even more than Mauricio. Like he's a house husband favorite.
Damn,
you
that's
know?
awesome.
So yeah, that would be a huge loss.
Yeah. Did you just to put a cap on this? Did you see his iconic, beautiful "Release the Poison" tank top when he was in the construction
I
site?
should have looked it up. No. Oh wait, he wore it. They showed
'cause
it.
They keep showing this
I didn't
flash
notice.
because Frankie Jr. worked for Louis,
Right,
and
which
then
they like refused to talk about.
Apparently, Frankie Jr. showed up one day, and Louis was like, "Hey, business is closed, buddy. Get out of here." I don't know what
What do you
thought
think
I had.
Dolores was so fired up about?
She doesn't want Frankie Jr. to be used as leverage in the fight between Gorga and Teresa,
Right.
Joe and Teresa and Melissa. So she just wants her son out of it, but something shady happened.
For
Frank
sure.
said that Louis' business just like went under. I mean, they have the worst businesses in the world.
Because they're shady.
I mean, even I love Joe Gorga, and I'm sorry to say this, but Joe Gorga also sounds like he's a bad businessman.
Right.
Right? I mean,
No. They're just like wheeling and dealing in these huge sums of cash, but then everything will crash and burn.
no contracts,
Like-
all like spit and handshakes.
Yeah. You know, and they were kind of acting like it wasn't that big of a deal that they lost $100,000 or $200,000 on Pizzagate. I'm like, that's a lot.
Also, they start too many businesses. Just have
Yeah.
one or two. You don't
And
need to
then
have
Louis
five.
like, I don't need the money. I don't need the money. And I'm like, even Andy Cohen, who's richer than God, would be pissed if he lost $200,000.
Yeah, if he lost his Fresca sponsorship.
Yeah, that's like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess ultimately, if you didn't watch New Jersey because you were deterred by the season, the reunions are so amazing. You don't have to watch the season.
Yeah,
really
just watch
to get
those
They're amazing, and watch the action-packed extended New Jersey.
for sure. Yeah.
So good.
But yeah, I think Andy was exhausted by then. He got pissed off so many times.
He screamed.
He's like, give me a minute. Be quiet.
He was mad at Melissa and Teresa like equally because
I know. They were like, Teresa was like, you're embarrassing. And then Melissa was like, you're embarrassing. And Andy was like, you're both embarrassing.
Yeah, he was fed up.
But
Yeah, it was
yeah.
great. Should we? I guess we spent 45 minutes talking about New Jersey, but there was a little bit of Loverboy sprinkled in there, right?
yeah.
So it's good. Timing is good.
Yeah. Do you think, how much should we get into Orange County?
I don't know.
Because-
do people care about Orange County?
Do you think that maybe we should just save it for next week when the slate is totally clean?
Yes.
Maybe I don't think there's anything like so important.
I think you're right. Okay. Yes.
Because
you're right. I mean, I hate
this was the final week of New Jersey and the final Secrets Revealed of Vanderpump. So there's a lot to talk about, and I think maybe we save Orange County for when it's all that we're talking about. It's the main show we have on the air until we have Crappy Lake with Luann and Sonia and New York Housewives.
Yes. Yep. So that's a programming message for everyone listening. We were going to talk about OC today, but nothing so far in OC has bubbled up enough. We're going to need to talk about it. We have to talk about it, but
For sure.
not today. We'll just lump in the two first episodes, which are sort of just like
Getting
dipping the foot
acquainted.
in in the water. We'll recap those very generally and then get into episode 3 next week. We'll do a full OC, because I don't even know your thoughts on OC just generally.
Yeah.
So let's save OC.
OC extravaganza.
Yeah, for next
Okay,
week.
cool.
So if you're an OC head, get ready. Next week is the OC episode. I'm sorry we talked so long about everything we talked about.
But yeah, now if we keep that out, then we can go into detail about Secrets Revealed, which I thought was great. But the Loverboy, I'm going to say my review is that it's making me have to pee again.
Okay. So, well, it's perfect timing. Every hour we should pee. And so let's all, listeners, this is your time to pee too. I don't know what you're doing when you listen to this.
I'm going to pee out my sparkling iced tea lemonade so that I can move on
you haven't even
to
started?
my mango pear.
You haven't started it?
Not yet.
Oh my God. I'm almost done with my mango pear. This is so fun. We're drinking and we're talking about Bravo. We love it. And OC will be next week.
Absolutely.
And we're back.
We are back, ready to talk about Secrets Revealed, which honestly was more entertaining than it needed to be.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes. The things they leave on the cutting room floor of Vanderpump are amazing. I mean, it's
Yeah. I feel like there was we had seen snippets of a lot of these scenes. There were only a few that were brand new, I feel like.
yes.
But I loved every second.
Yeah, I loved it too. Some of the scenes made me bummed out because of what ultimately happened between
Right.
Sandoval and Ariana. And some of the scenes between Katie and Tom Schwartz very, very much bummed me out.
Yeah.
The roller skating scene kind of bummed me out.
Yeah,
So
it was a lot of sweet moments that would be, I guess, the season we would have gotten otherwise.
yes.
Of just kind of a normal, more nice version of life. And it
Yeah.
all went to shit.
Yeah, but they were fun, and I feel like any other season of a show would be glad to have scenes like that. They were all great. It was just too much to pack in.
Yeah.
And you and I watched Secrets Revealed for season 1 or whatever, and we realized it was pretty essential.
Yeah.
These canonical moments that you just don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stop thinking about Secrets Revealed as just garbage.
Totally.
I do want to see more. It was awesome. The Schwartz and Katie scene was so sad and
I know.
affecting. I was
I wish they left it in.
I know.
Because it kind of changed. I don't remember. Did they have anything from that at all? Or no? It was when the season started, they were living separately.
Yeah, they did the Bubba timeline with them in their separate confessionals talking about it. But I don't remember one scene of them in their homes. I feel like it started with
Because they said that scene was 6 weeks before production.
Oh yeah, it was
So
it was
I think they were let's send cameras and just get the last moments that they have this house, and then by the time the show started, maybe they weren't living there anymore.
yeah, and then it they just decided it works better with them out of the house already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very touching and sad.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk through that whole scene. I just want to quote the Lisa opener where she talks about how she can't believe how long this show has been on.
Yes.
And she says, soon it will be called Vanderpump Rules, and I'll be walking in here with a Zimmer frame. And they showed the picture of it's essentially a walker, what we call a walker. And I was like, a Zimmer frame? And I don't know if this is true, but Jimmy said that that's a British thing to call it a Zimmer frame.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. I mean, Lisa knew exactly what to say. It's potentially going to go on so long, it's going to be called Vanderpump Rules.
Vanderpump Rules is fucking hilarious.
Vanderpump Rules.
Did you feel like they had her sort of intro each segment, and she was on fire?
She was killing it. But also, that environment, Lisa kills it because there's a lot of workshopping that goes on. She says, hey, fuck that line, I want to say it better.
Do you think she has Bruce Valanche in the corner
writing
feeding her
some
lines?
quips and stuff? I know that there's some retouching that goes on. There's some writing that happens.
Right. But she was serving that LVP joie de vivre that
Yes.
I felt was a little bit missing this year because she seemed a little sad. But
She was bummed out.
I loved her punnery
Yeah,
on the Secrets Revealed.
And I love to find out, because when she said Zimmer frame, I was like, what the hell is Lisa talking about? But then they show you right there.
Yeah,
it's what we
they
call
knew.
a walker.
Yeah.
I kind of like Zimmer frame more.
Yeah, what does that mean? Did someone named Zimmer create the walker?
Yeah, I think a Zimmer was the first person to create that type of walking apparatus.
Okay. Well, I loved that.
You don't think it's actually going to be called, like in a couple years, Vanderpump Rules, right?
I'm ready for the spinoff. Okay, so yeah, it goes to Schwartz and Katie's 6 weeks before production. They show their house covered in pictures of themselves. There's that whiteboard with the love notes, and there's, if you look closely, Dana has written a little note on there. Lala has written a little note on there.
What'd they write?
It was like stuff about like I love you, kind of just little doodles. But I
love
wonder
you,
if
Schwartz.
yeah, wonder if that's kind of like when people come over, they sign the whiteboard or something.
Yeah.
They're in separate bedrooms. Katie says they've been separated for 2.5 months, and they're ordering lunch together.
Yeah, something light.
Yeah, sushi.
Which is good. I mean, that's a classic light meal.
Sounds good. It always ends up being expensive though, because I can eat so much sushi.
Me too. I could go nuts. It's like $150 if
Yeah.
you want to go nuts on sushi.
And then Schwartz is saying that he was casually texting with Stassi, and that Stassi said, maybe as a couple, you guys weren't goals, but as divorcees, you guys are fucking goals.
We got a great Stassi witticism embedded in this scene, which is so great. And I love that they didn't like try to bleep her out or say, like they just admitted Stassi is still talking to them. That was fun.
I mean, it was Secrets Revealed. So.
Right. So we got a secret. That was nice.
And then they have that, it looks like a sunglasses ad, the picture of them together that I don't know if they modeled together on something or if it was from a Vanderpump photo shoot or what, but it's a stunning image of the two of them that they have to figure out what to do with, which is they should auction it off.
Yeah. Should we add that to the memorabilia stuff that we collect?
Yeah. Where did the Bubba spray paint art end up? Didn't something happen with that?
Oh, yeah, because Andy was like, I would have taken that or something.
Yeah.
They were bummed that it went somewhere. I don't know what happened.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
And then Schwartz is asking about if she's dating, and she's like, do you want to know? And he's like, yeah. And then when she says yes, he immediately gets very upset.
Yeah.
He says, I wish I wouldn't have asked.
And it's Satchel.
Is that who it is?
Well, I mean,
I
you
guess
have
the timeline makes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Katie doesn't want to say it out loud,
Satchel
but
strikes again.
but it's Satchel. She doesn't say his name, but it has to be.
Right. Then he starts just like quietly weeping with like his head in his hands, and at the same time Gordo is humping the pillow.
Yeah, the camera angle at that time that he starts crying, his face is fully blocked by butter, and then Gordo is humping behind him, so his crying gets like overshadowed by all this like dog activity.
It's pretty funny.
But yeah, but it was
sad.
Very sad. And Katie and Schwartz's their relationship really got short shrift this season. So seeing this, it's like,
I know, it's like seeing that they were for a minute able to be friendly exes. I think I wish they left that in because it actually made Katie more what's the word
justifiable.
Yeah, more sympathetic.
Yes.
Because you were like, she was sad about it. They were trying to maintain this friendship that then got sullied over the dumbest thing.
Yes. Yeah. You saw that, and they talked about it at the start of the season, but this really hit on it where it was like they wanted to be best friends, end this amicably, still have a good relationship. Katie was on the road to that. Schwartz was on the road to that. And then the one thing that I guess Schwartz feels like he wanted to like test the line of, like test this arbitrary condition that he felt was arbitrary for some reason, ruined it all.
Yeah. So dumb.
Because he thought that Katie was being overly dramatic about like overbearing about this one rule. So
yeah, because I think for the most part in their relationship, we only see them dumping drinks on each other's heads, her saying his dick doesn't work, fighting, pissing each other off. You kind of only see the worst. But obviously there was affection underneath, despite their relationship being so toxic.
I know.
And I'm like, if we got to see that part of it, it would make everything make more sense. Whereas when all you see is the animosity, you're like, why do you even care? You know, like, move on. But when there's tenderness, you understand.
Yes.
So I actually thought they should have left that in. That was one of them. And then the next one, they go to the iconic old apartment that started it all.
Yeah.
And Lisa says, if those walls could talk, he probably wouldn't get his deposit back.
And then we see the apartment, and they are absolutely not getting their deposit back.
It was like a David Fincher movie in there. I was
Yeah.
terrified.
Are you talking like 7?
Yeah.
When they go in the room where
looked
the
like
one guy, the
Kevin
glutton,
Spacey.
where the glutton is living or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
That's what it looked like.
What the hell?
Cockroach.
And they didn't even comment on. Well, they said the AC was gross or whatever, but but
That was, the AC was covered in like black mold.
what was going on in the bathroom? The bathroom had like shards of glass and paper strewn about it. There was no like sink or toilet. It looked like, what the fuck was Jeremy doing in there? Why did he leave it like that?
Disgusting. And didn't he know that they were coming with the cameras?
I was stunned, and also they're not commenting on it. Also, Sandoval left all of his stuff there, so Jeremy was living in a place that's just basically like Sandoval's like home away from home with all of his stuff there.
I know.
Why do they feel the need to keep this apartment in their?
I bet it's like $1 a month.
Yeah, sure, yes. So Jeremy.
So he's
pays
like, hey, can I take this?
$850 a month.
I bet.
Yeah, probably right. Because they rent control. They bought it at a time when that was probably $700. It's a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
You're right though.
It might be 2.
So
I don't know.
keep it. They didn't explain that well, but
Yeah.
definitely keep it because it's rent controlled. So Jeremy's probably paying him $800,
Right.
whatever the rent is. If you give it to a new renter, it's
They
going to
can
go
reset.
up to $1,500 or
Yeah.
$2,000,
Yeah.
whatever that place is probably worth
Yeah.
now. So that makes sense. But why the hell did Jeremy leave it in complete disarray like that?
Disgusting. He left his couch there. Ariana was very confused about why he left the couch. Sandoval said that he lived there longer than anywhere he's ever lived, including his childhood home.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably moved around a lot as a child, and you lived there for 10 years or 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, the Jack's curtain room was in that apartment.
I really liked seeing whenever they talked about the curtain in the room. I always had a hard time visualizing where it was.
It was just the middle of the living room.
Yes, it was. So he had the AC unit side. So the couch was there, the AC's in the back, and then that was Jax's little segment there.
So insane.
But I liked finally being able to visualize that was
Yeah.
Jax's room.
It was nice to get to see it one more time. Schwartz comes over and he said that when he parked, he got PTSD.
Totally can relate to that. Probably parking is horrendous.
Yeah. They show the disgusting AC, and Schwartz is like, let's test it again to see if the microwave and the AC can go at once. And they roll the clip that they always roll.
Yes.
Of the AC going out, or the electricity going out. And then they roll, after that, talking about all the memories, they roll the clip they've shown literally 14 times this season, the Golden Nugget clip, which
Yes.
it's like my favorite. But at this point, I'm like, I don't need to see it again.
Yes. Now I Can't Believe is the new clip
Yeah,
that they are
exactly.
running into the goddamn ground.
Which
but
I will never be tired of.
you're going to say that in 2 seasons. You'll be like, wait, please stop showing this. But the Golden Nugget, this is the 5th time they showed
Literally.
it this season.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's reserve the sanctity of that clip so that I can still enjoy
Yeah,
it.
let that be fresh again.
Yeah. They find a beer bong in the cabinet.
Which I
And I love that Ariana knew exactly. She was like, this is the one from Hawaii.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, this scene, I was fired up. I was like, why does this place look like shit? I can't believe they're all there. I can't believe they're saying goodbye to the apartment. It was so nostalgic. It was fun. And then them pulling out a beer bong. I was just like, God damn, this scene is awesome.
Yeah, they go, Sandoval's like, Ariana, do you want to do a beer bong? She goes, hell no. And then Schwartz is like, I mean, I don't want to do it, but I have to.
Yeah. So he rips a beer bong.
Yeah.
Ariana holds it up for him. He does the final beer bong
In
that
the apartment, yeah.
which I thought was very beautiful.
Beer
And I'm-
bong is so legacy to the show.
What?
The beer bong,
Oh,
just
yes.
in general.
When Lisa does it, remember,
Yeah.
and she starts burping
Yeah.
like crazy at the end of that one season. It was good that he washed out that beer bong for a second.
Yeah, disgusting. Probably so sticky and nasty.
You watched the pumped up version, right?
Yes, because this next scene, I'm going to say right now, I fully cried.
You did?
I cried.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
sorry, you guys. I'm a cuck for Schwartz. When he cries, I cry.
no. I mean,
I screamed because, that I knew for a fact that this wasn't in the regular episode. Usually I have a little bit of a hard time deciphering
Me too.
what's on the pumped up, but I was like, they pull out of the box the Katie and Tom wedding invite tea towel.
Yep.
I screamed. It's like one of the most important relics of the show.
Yeah.
It should be in the BravoCon museum.
I can't believe it was there. I can't believe it was so nostalgic. Literally artifacts from their past. A beer bong, a sacred beer bong, and a sacred tea towel.
It just happened to be there.
Those things were like $18 a piece. You remember?
So dumb.
And what does it say on it? Schwartz and Maloney wedding?
It's like wedding in the woods or something like that. And then doesn't someone call it like excuse my French, a cum rag?
Yeah. People have been want to say that's what.
I think maybe who called it that? I forget.
Not sure.
But it's iconic. I
then-
would love to have a party that had a tea towel invite as an homage.
Yeah.
But he gets so upset. He looks at it and he's like, starts crying, and he's like, it's okay. And then he fully basically starts weeping, and they give him a group hug.
Yeah.
And it's so sad.
I mean, yeah, those two scenes are so integral to the divorce story.
Yeah.
Like we know Schwartz is in a bad place at the start of the season because he's like, I don't know. Yeah, he's disheveled, fucked up.
But yeah, they don't make it very clear that he's like really struggling specifically.
Like those two scenes really, really, were I guess, powerful to watch in terms of seeing how the divorce has affected both of them. I mean, I knew the divorce had affected Katie, but seeing him cry over that tea towel, legitimate real tears, was just so heartbreaking.
Totally. I know. I loved it. Very sweet.
It had everything, that scene. The AC looking like shit. It was horrific looking inside. The microwave short circuit thing, which I guess Jeremy fixed. That's one
maybe
nice
the
thing.
building had to be brought up to code.
Right. They're like, we can't let that happen anymore. Like, that scene was like an encapsulation of everything that Vanderpump Rules is. And even wilder is that the Sandoval and Ariana relationship, like what we know now about that too. It's like Ariana was so happy to say goodbye to that apartment. She didn't give one shit about it. She didn't even want to say goodbye.
Yeah.
She was just like, okay, let's get out of here.
Like, it's nasty.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Like, jaw-dropping. I was so shocked to be back there. I was so shocked to see that it still remained in the Vanderpump Rules ether.
I think it should be honored as a historical place in West Hollywood, the way that like the Charlie Chaplin apartments are and stuff like that. There should be a placard on the outside.
What would they call it? Like the Sandoval apartment? Like,
yeah.
Because it had so many people. Jack, Schwartz, Kristen, Ariana, Jeremy. It is like the apartment.
Totally. It's like the Friends apartment at this point. It's just
the Vanderpump
iconic.
Rules apartment. I don't know. Yeah, but you're right. It should be a historical site for sure.
We should do a drive-by next time we're over there.
And then knock on the door.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming now I hope to God, going to fix it up for whoever lives there next.
Yeah. So those two scenes, like, it's like, damn, hitting us with those two powerful scenes. You guys didn't want to include that. Schwartz and Katie, home life, a sad, sad home life where their relationship is over. And then this apartment, nostalgic look. I was like, damn, Secrets Revealed is killing it. You have to watch this.
For sure. Also, I was just reminded when I said that your wife, Megan, noted that apparently there is a TikTok of people who live in that apartment now. And I need to look that up tonight because I need to see for myself.
I heard that they didn't clean it up and they left Jeremy's mess there.
They're just using the couch he left and the bed frame that Sandoval left.
I'll just say I have one question for Jeremy. Jeremy, what the hell were you doing in that apartment that you left it like that? Cockroaches stomped into the ground. Like, it looked horrible in there.
Well, did you also notice that when they showed that Jeremy lives there, they used that Billy Lee clip because he had stuff with Billy Lee?
Yeah,
there was drama, wasn't there?
Billy and Jeremy started to form a little bit of a romance. Jeremy was into Billy Lee, and Billy Lee liked Jeremy. Stassi and Katie told Billy Lee, be careful of Jeremy.
Right.
We think he's a little bit of a creep.
Yeah.
Stassi says definitively, at the wedding, Katie and Tom's wedding, Jeremy hit on her a little too aggressively and drunkenly, made her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And she was like the 5th person he did that to that night.
Yeah.
Now, Ariana,
she was pissed about
absolutely hates that story.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, in our, you know, I have to agree with Stassi that if she felt uncomfortable by how Jeremy was acting, she's in the right.
Yeah.
But Ariana she's defensive about her brother, which I understand. And maybe he was so drunk or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, yeah, they show that clip. And that was it. But I don't think the relationship lasted past that because Billy Lee, I think, felt uncomfortable by that revelation about Jeremy,
right?
Unfortunately. And then she got kind of mad at Stassi and Katie and went to the reunion and said that that's never something you should say to someone before they go on a date. But in Stassi and Katie's defense, they were warning you that this guy might be a creep. It's exactly what you should do.
Yeah. Billy Lee's storylines were often a flop, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, she flopped about as hard as you can flop on Vanderpump Rules. Every decision she made was bad.
Yeah, she played her cards wrong.
Every card she was dealt, she said, let me throw that back at you and I'll take a really bad card.
Yeah. Hit me.
Hit me again. Hit me again. Bust.
Yeah.
Complete bust.
Okay, so now we're on to a bizarre...
now, where are we at?
This is Peter...
Bizarre.
At
almost getting the realm of produced, where I don't understand what is going on here.
It's very confusing, but in a very real way, he seemed disheveled and angry, which Peter usually is pretty chill and kind of like letting the water run off his back, but he looked like something horrible had happened.
So he goes up to James, right, at See You Next Tuesday, and he goes, hey, do you tell your little mommy everything about what goes on at SUR? Right? Because James had told Lisa that Raquel and Peter have started to date. Whatever. I mean, I honestly, how much stock are we taking in this? Peter asked Raquel on a date. Peter said that he didn't even know Raquel was coming back to SUR, so the timeline didn't even make sense. He probably asked Raquel on a date, not thinking she was going to be his employee, and then filming starts, and she's his employee, so he's like, whoa, wait, this is starting to look bad. Like, the timeline's fucked up.
Yeah. James is like, first of all, chill the fuck out. Like, don't come at me like so aggressive.
Yeah.
He goes, don't come up to me at my booth and disrespect me. Peter's like, all right. And this is when James is saying, she's not even that into you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I've got my own relationship. I don't give a shit about what you're doing, whatever. Peter's just all like disgruntled and pissed. It's so weird.
He's embarrassed. I mean, Peter has a history of looking really embarrassed on camera.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like hitting on people.
Right.
The Dana scene comes to mind.
Oh my God,
Do you
I
remember
blocked it out.
Dana just fully dismissed his existence when he said that they made out in that bathroom, and Dana just says that didn't happen. And Peter's like, yes, it did. But then he has to be the guy who's just saying that kissing happened when someone says that they don't want to admit to it. It's so, Peter just gets embarrassed on camera. That's unfortunately, that is his...
Yeah, and then he finally it's not even resolved. He just like leaves, and then James is at the DJ booth and he goes, across the galaxy. He just starts singing.
Which he didn't play that beautiful song at See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I love that song.
So then Peter immediately runs into Raquel in the back, and he forces her to talk in SUR Alley, which has more chairs than ever before.
Yeah.
It looks like they've multiplied. There was at least 1,000 chairs.
You know my opinion. SUR should not be allowed to put all of their garbage out in the alley, a public alley where people can park. It looked like chaos out there.
What? Once and for all, what do they have the chairs out there for?
Because they have too many chairs.
Do they spray them down?
Well, first of all, they spray them down for lice, and when people shit and piss on those chairs, you know how people are always shitting at SUR, like from the food. They take them out, they hose them off. Whoever has to hose them off. They have lice retardant spray that they put on it, and what else? Bed bugs.
Lisa's not gonna like this.
Lisa, forgive me. I'm telling you what, Sir Ali looked like Sandoval's apartment once Jeremy gets done living in it.
It's
right?
true.
So now can you defend Sir putting all of their garbage out there in Ali? You're pretty dismissive of my thoughts that they shouldn't be allowed to put their garbage out there.
You think it's a fire hazard?
It just looks horrible. Your restaurant garbage should not be in view of a street. We shouldn't have to see these bed bug ridden chairs outside in Sir Ali.
There were so many.
I don't think Lisa wanted that scene to be aired on the real season because it makes them look like they just have their garbage strewn out on Sir Ali. Sir Ali has never looked like that.
It looked like a genie had a wish gone wrong, and they wanted to turn something into 1,000,000 gold coins, and then there was a fluke and it turned into 1,000,000 dirty chairs.
Exactly right. It's exactly what I was thinking. Peter got a genie and he wished for one chair that was clean, but unfortunately with a genie that all wishes have repercussions. So instead of one clean chair, they said 100 dirty chairs is the equivalent of one clean chair.
It's like 10,000 dirty chairs when all you need is a clean chair.
You're right. Man, it was exactly those two things. It was the Alanis Morissette song, ironic, and it was also Peter's wish gone wrong. So anyway,
this episode's going to be called Peter's Wish.
Yeah, I like that. Oh man, it was Peter's wish. Yeah, for sure.
So he says he comes hat in hand, kind of, but he's being very weird. And he goes, "I'm going to be honest. I don't remember a word you said."
Do you believe that?
No, but why would he want her to say it again? Did he think that it would change?
I'm going to say something controversial.
Go ahead.
Controversial. You said something controversial. The way Raquel acts when Peter makes her tell him again. She has to break up with him twice. She goes, "Oh no, I have to break up with you again." It was already hard for her to say it the first time.
Yeah.
She's so meek and doesn't
yeah.
like to say stuff. So she goes, you can see it in her eyes. She goes, "No, you really."
That's a nightmare too.
It's a nightmare
to just get through that
Yes.
kind of a scenario
Yes.
and then be asked to do it again.
And especially hard for Raquel. It was kind of endearing. Well, I don't know if she's not endearing, but whatever. It was kind of endearing to watch her be like, "No, I really have to tell you again why I want to break up with you." But why did he need this done again? Do you think he couldn't hear? He goes, "I agree." They show his response originally. And she goes, "Do you agree with everything I said?" He goes, "I agree."
Right.
And then they show him head down at the bar, and James goes, "It looks like Peter's crying."
But why didn't he just move on?
Right.
And just not text her again, and it would have just died on the vine?
I think he felt ego ridden, and he didn't want. He heard that thing about how Raquel didn't want to break his heart, and he was like,
he was basically like, "No, sweetheart, no offense, you're not gonna break my heart." And she goes, "Okay, good."
She goes, "Okay." And
she's like, "Sounds good."
Yeah, can we go back inside?
He's like, "Lisa's on my case about dating an employee," and she goes, "Well, you should have thought of that before asking me out." And like you said, he said, "I didn't think you were coming back."
Yeah.
So he thought he was in the clear.
So Peter,
ethically.
yeah. So Peter wanted this to be a win, but unfortunately, it was another classic Peter L.
It's so depressing. Peter, come on.
He just had his 40th birthday.
Who was there?
Well, so I follow this wonderful TikTok account hosted by this person named Christina, and she goes live a lot. And apparently she had a live stream, and Peter got invited to it. And Peter was just about to go out on the town for his 40th birthday, but he had this pre-celebration in his living room on this live stream. It was kind of fun.
How does his apartment look?
Great.
Wow, you did a full Tony the Tiger.
I was gonna say it looked like Jeremy's apartment, but no, it was actually clean, bright, fun. It looked like he had a nice place. Maybe a house even.
Wow. I mean, I hope that he is doing well,
Yeah. You wish Peter well.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Of course.
Okay, now we are at La Mesa that we were talking about earlier. Charlie's new employer.
Wait, we were talking about La Mesa earlier? 2 hours ago?
Yeah. Literally over 2 hours ago.
Which looks, to me looks awesome.
Yeah.
Fuego margaritas. That's a spicy margarita.
Yeah.
I think that sounds so
Yeah, they
fun.
had entertainment. It looked crazy. And this is sort of a rehashing of the Sheena versus Katie storyline, which is a little bit boring just now that it's moot, But Lala says that Katie has her laser beam on the wrong bitch, and then looks at Raquel and goes, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. And
I
even
like
Raquel's
that.
like, yeah, I get it. I don't get why she's not more mad at me. Whatever.
Yeah, and Ariana's like, Sheena, you're taking the brunt of this full thing. But they
Yeah.
still have this nice dinner together.
Yeah. Sheena makes a comment because Katie shows up in this sort of tie front dress, and Sheena goes, glad I didn't wear that. I have the same outfit. And she's kind of trying to talk shit to Ariana, which I would say one of the through lines of the Secrets Revealed and in general is people trying to be snarky to Ariana and her not participating.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh wow, oh no.
Her vibe is, I like everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm not in any feud
Yeah.
with anyone.
And then Charlie talks some shit about Raquel, who's 2 people down from her in the booth, and she accuses Raquel of being a cardboard.
Yeah, so she meant cardboard cutout, but she just, I don't know, quicker. She just said cardboard.
Like Flat Stanley.
But why is who's that?
Isn't there a children's book called Flat Stanley? And then in elementary school, you would cut out a Flat Stanley and then send him to places and take a photo with Flat Stanley.
Oh, that's so amazing. I don't know that reference, but I'll definitely look it up after this.
Well, he's a cardboard.
So I think Charlie was just saying that Raquel doesn't offer much, and she's only a recipient of information. She says that once Sheena put it in her head that she has to go after Schwartz, it just became Raquel's mission.
Right.
Like a cardboard. Why was Charlie being so rude to Raquel? This is the era where Charlie and Raquel are friends.
Yeah, it was. I feel like even Katie was like looking around like, oh, she's right there.
Yeah, you talk shit about Raquel like that?
But I guess Charlie would say that to her face generally, She says what she means and she means what she says. That's I would say the good part about Charlie is that if you said, I heard you said this, she'd be like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wouldn't backtrack.
Yeah, it was great. Like Charlie was great in the scene. Like she was fine. If
Yeah.
I was Raquel, I would be offended to be called a cardboard. If I ever heard a friend just say Riley's kind of like a cardboard cutout, I'd be so embarrassed and mad at them.
Yeah.
Unless you identified as a cardboard cutout.
Right. I mean, I think Raquel would just probably be confused and move on.
Yeah, she would say, yeah, what the hell are you talking about?
And then they start talking about sex in major detail, about how they get off, and Ariana boldly reveals that she can only orgasm anally.
Yeah, it was amazing to
How'd
learn.
you feel about that?
It was just,
Lala was even shocked.
it was just, I was fine with it. It was like fun sex talk. It was,
Sex in the City vibes.
total. It reminded me of being in a classic Sex in the City episode. So Lala was like, I need a rub-a-dub-dub. I can't get off. You heard that? I can't get off from just normal penetration. I don't remember who else is in this conversation with them. Sheena, Lala, and Ariana.
Yeah.
They're having their own like sex conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think Sheena indulges much in her
No.
pleasure. But then Ariana says, I can't get off from just normal penetration unless we're talking about, does she say
She goes like,
backdoor?
Like she kind of just points to like lifts up her butt a little bit. And then in her confessional, she said that at a club, all the losers go through the front door and the back door is where all the chic celebrities go in. So she was saying that it's chic.
That was kind of a fun way to say it. What did you?
I was surprised.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
It was funny. It's funny that Lala was a little bit, she wasn't clutching her pearls. I think maybe she was just shocked that Ariana said it.
Yeah, her monocle did fall off. I think so too.
But Lala, as we've discussed before, is a little bit all talk when it comes to sex, because it turns out that she hasn't had sex in like 5 years until the dawn.
And then when the Dawn came to town, he absolutely destroyed
Havasu will never be the same.
dude. Every
The sea levels rose.
Talk about not getting your deposit back. That room was flooded after Lala and the Dawn got done. Yeah, I just thought that was a fun, like, I don't know. I don't know what stock I take in that. It was nice to see Ariana be just, I guess, open about how she gets
Right.
off. I don't know.
Which I'm also like, Sandoval, you should be counting your stars. What is that the phrase? Count your lucky stars. Because it's kind of like a trope of, I think this is kind of, at least in entertainment,
It's definitely a trope.
there's a trope that guys are begging their wife or girlfriend to let them do it in the butt,
Yeah.
which I don't need to get into that with you, but I'm just saying, Sandoval should be so lucky.
He should be counting his lucky stars. Ariana wants the exclusive club access to be for him. And
Yeah, like he had a girlfriend. He shared a home with a girlfriend that wanted to do that,
Yeah.
and he should have appreciated
any
that.
comments I have about this, I feel like will be too revealing for myself. But I'll just say it is definitely, like you said, a cliche in the men's sexual journey that getting to that butt or having that kind of sex is amazing or whatever. And just in the OC, I was just watching the OC, and Shane says about Emily. He was like, "Oh my god, I hope you let me have sex with you in your butt." And it's just so Sandoval, like you said.
He didn't know what he had, so
He must
just
have
saying.
known that though, right?
I hope so. I hope. I mean,
That
maybe he
scene-
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that scene was great. It was a little unstructured and it was a little too much chaos, and they didn't know what the goal of the scene was.
Yeah.
It was like sex talk. It was
Yeah.
Charlie and Raquel, but I liked it. That was
Yeah.
just a free-flowing, fun La Mesa trip. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, just fun to be with everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, also, hold on one second.
yeah.
Also, Charlie, another pumped up version thing. She goes, Lake Havasu is fucking white trash. It is complete white trash garbage. I was like, God damn, Charlie. Like you think Lake Havasu people want to watch that on Vanderpump Rules? You talking about their what city?
I mean,
God damn. Well,
I won't agree or disagree.
Doesn't
I can't believe she said that.
don't
But
Dawn and Vicky go to Lake Havasu? I thought it was awesome.
but they're trashy.
Dawn Gunvalson?
I mean, I love Dawn, but that scene, I mean, when they go there, the things that are happening there, you were like, this is a little bit. Come on.
All right, okay. But so actually, I'm fine with Charlie being outspoken. Like, we need outspoken Charlie. So I don't know. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But
It's I think Havasu is like dirt bike culture.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Dirt bike culture.
Like
not dirt.
fox racing. Like that kind of a thing.
Oh, you mean like that logo where it's the fox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know those kind of people I'm talking about?
Sure.
Sometimes there's overlap with like Nazis is all I'm saying.
But then they end up going there. That's where she met the Dawn.
I know. But like then they went to that weird bar.
Yeah, the bar was not the vibe.
Anyways.
So okay.
Maybe we should go to Havasu and see for ourselves.
I mean, I definitely want to go to Lake Havasu. That looks kind of fun to me. Then do we go to Tom and Ariana's home?
Yes,
after?
which this is the first major woven into the Scandival moment.
Yes.
I was hooting and hollering.
When did you start to hoot?
Well, immediately because Sandoval is making bubble lattes, or what is it called? Dumpling lattes. And he goes, sorry, I missed you last night, but it was a bit of a guy's night, which we know to be the very beginning. Or, right? Yeah. Or that's what they claimed. Now I'm all confused.
No. Seriously, my question is this timeline is so fucked up. They show they go, hey, just so you all know, the producers or whatever editor said, this is after the intimate Saddle Ranch conversation where people got that footage of them having a very almost too intimate conversation after Guys Night at the Mondrian. I think we know now, because he admitted it to Ariana but not to the viewers, that they went home, had sex in the car, and that's the night when he tried to come in. It was that night. He tried to get in the house.
So
he was locked
that morning, when this is happening, this scene is happening mere hours after he has fucked Raquel.
Yes.
To our knowledge.
If we're wrong, strike us down.
But that's what I thought.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I think he tried to make the timeline, which we know he's a liar. He tried to make this timeline so nebulous that you have no fucking clue when it happened. It happened this night after Mondrian Guys Night. He tried to obfuscate it. But
right.
This is it.
Which, I mean, the star-crossed look is still fresh in his eyes, because when Raquel comes over, all throughout this hangout, he's literally gazing at her.
Yes.
So in love or whatever.
Everything they say is so you need to look at it, decipher it, because their interaction is completely like uncomfortable. Like like they know what they just did. It just looks so interesting in hindsight.
It's over the
with what we know
top.
now.
Like she comes in, first of all, she brings flowers, presumably for Charlotte,
Yes.
because of Charlotte.
Yes.
And so I'm like, I bet partially she brought those because she feels guilty about what she did.
Yeah.
Sandoval goes, "It's been so long since I've seen you. I don't even recognize you anymore." And they're kind of goofing around.
Laying it on too thick.
Yeah.
That joke is happening too much.
It's like, yeah, he needs to chill.
Yeah.
Charlie, I think this was maybe Secrets Revealed only. Charlie says Charlotte was her first friend in the group because she didn't know anyone. So she would just hang out with Charlotte in the corner, which I thought was so sweet.
I thought that was really sweet too. That was a genuine, nice, powerful moment from Charlie.
Yeah.
Really sweet. And I totally believe it. When
Totally.
everyone is like in scenes running around, no one is talking to Charlie. Like that is so sweet that she had Charlotte to comfort her.
I like when certain people, I think this group is pretty good because they all have dogs for the most part, at like understanding how serious and fucked up and sad it is to lose a dog.
Yeah. Charlie says, I don't know how Ariana's doing it right now.
Yeah, so because it puts it in perspective, because I feel like then it happened with Ariana's grandma. So then I'm like, does that trump the dog? But your dog is your best friend, but she was close with her grandma. So it was them being back to back was so terrible.
Yeah, both equally horrible.
Yeah. And then they sit down to have some Jersey Mike's. Raquel gets a tuna mayo.
Oh,
I wrote that down.
really? Yeah, I was surprised to see Jersey Mike's.
Ugh, I love Jersey
You
Mike's.
do? Wow, I don't have a good
so
affinity for.
good.
Okay, wow.
I
need to
recommend it.
Wow. Okay.
I don't really get the tuna. I usually just get the veggie, but maybe I'll revisit
Sure. When?
anytime.
Whoa! Oh my God, that's awesome.
But yeah, Sandoval's gazing lovingly at Raquel. This is when Raquel is talking about what she said to Lala, sticking up to Lala, saying,
Yeah.
I don't trust you around my man. Sandoval is kind of like,
Imagine Ariana also just having to listen to this bullshit story in the wake of her dog's death.
yeah.
2 days after Charlotte dies, and you have to hear this stupid drama with
Yeah.
Raquel about Lala and who can kiss Oliver first.
Right. But she's like so clueless to what's going on. She's just being nice and supportive and listening.
Yes.
And just being like, "Oh, girl, no, you didn't." Like just kind of laughing about what's going on. Sandoval looks a little bit like,
No, because Raquel specifically says, Lala said, "I wouldn't trust you around my man."
Yeah.
And Raquel says, "Good thing you don't have a man," her iconic comeback.
yes.
And Sandoval, instead of like, if he was in a normal mood and just Team Raquel, but not just fucked her, he would have been like, "Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing you could have ever said." But he doesn't say anything
No,
because
he,
it's
like,
so
grunts.
awkward. Yes.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable.
He's like shifting in his seat.
Yes.
Charlie starts to rail on Lala, which I kind of love because, again, she's the only one who will do it. She goes, she's just mad because she fucked the wrong guy for money and didn't even get a house out of it. And I was like, oh. And then Ariana actually does talk a little bit of shit about Ariana in her confessional. And she said, if Lala was offended by that comment that Raquel said, then she definitely can dish it but can't take it.
Yeah.
Which is true, because I'm like, they were so shocked that Raquel said that. And I understand it's shocking because she's the one that said it and she never usually says anything.
Yes.
So it is shocking coming from her. But that's such a benign, I mean, compared to the shit that Lala says, it's like not a big deal.
Also, that's not what Raquel, I don't think that's what Raquel meant. I think that's just the way the words came out in her brain, and she didn't think that sounded as bad as it actually did.
Right.
I think it was just a dumb, drunken comeback.
Right. And then there's like a 1 minute long Sandoval talking shit on Lala, saying she doesn't have a leg to stand on because she sucked dick for Range Rovers, whatever, which, obviously in retrospect now is not even fun to watch because you're like, whatever.
Did you like when they showed that clip of when Lala says she's sucking dick for a lot more than a Range Rover. That voice she
in
uses.
her black scent.
Was that what that was?
She goes, I'm sucking dick for more than a Range Rover. And you're like, can you please relax? I swear to God. Thank God she's dialed that down because it was really bad.
Lala, please. So
she used to be every word out of her mouth was like that. Her Aquafina voice.
Yes. What I'm learning from this conversation is that Charlie was actually, I underrated Charlie's presence. She actually had a lot of good moments.
Yeah.
She was bringing it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she really ended up just in the cutting room floor of Secrets Revealed. But
we should go to La Mesa and see if Charlie still works there.
Yeah. Did you see? We didn't mention what her uniform is at La Mesa. It's even crazier than the Sir uniform.
It was awesome, right? Wasn't it a big like X marks the spot over? Right, what kind of outfit was that?
It was like the skankiest club outfit. I can't believe it's even legal to make someone wear that.
Maybe they let them choose.
Yeah.
Maybe they say you dress however you want to dress here, and Charlie.
But we
does that.
highly encourage you
This
to
type
wear
outfit.
half nude.
Did you have any urge to want to go to La Mesa?
I'd go.
Okay. Please. It looks so fun.
Then it cuts to Lisa. They ask Lisa what she would think if it turned out her husband was having an affair and he took her roller skating. And she said, I'd have his balls crystallized and wear them as earrings is what I'd do.
Kind of a Stassi quote.
Totally.
She was like, she was feeling
Getting
her,
creative.
Yeah, Stassi energy. I've never heard her talk like that about what she would do to like Ken's balls.
Yeah. So now we're at the roller skating scene, which unfortunately was very sweet and made me sad and backed up what Ariana was saying about that. Actually, to her eye, they were in a pretty good place and trying to make it work because that scene, there was no tension there at all. They were having a good time together and they were like kissing and loving and nice. And I'm like, Sandoval, where's this on your version of history where you said that you guys were living separate lives and hated each other and there wasn't a drop of blood left in your relationship?
True. It fully goes against Sandoval's case for what he said was happening in their relationship. A little bit, though, this scene seemed sort of contrived to
certainly.
me. To just the way Sandoval was very actory in this scene. The things he was saying about Ariana, he was like, "You're the perfect dose of hot and cute," or whatever. Or like,
and then he was like, "You look really hot today," and she's like, "Thanks." And he's like, "You're really sweaty." Just kidding.
Also, he was being really performative. Even the falling and stuff.
That was hard to watch.
It's just the equivalent of him dancing in front of the camera. It was just another way to like have camera time on him. I thought it was misleading to Ariana to take her on that date, obviously, and say all those things to her because Ariana is reading this as this is a real relationship. But I sensed Tom Sandoval being really performative and overly cute with Ariana. He also lies about his age, which I've never did I think that Tom Sandoval actually lies about his age and says specifically he's younger than he is. But
what do you think she thought about that? Because she makes fun of him, not about the age thing, but he goes, they're saying that they're children at heart. They love roller skating. And he goes, I'm a 39-year-old boy. And Ariana's like, ew, gross, or like weird. Like, why are you being weird?
I mean, yeah, obviously it's weird to hear your significant other say they're a little boy. It just, yeah, I mean,
and but do you think she immediately clocked like, you're so pathetic that you lie about your age, or do you think she's also convinced that she knows, right?
No, so Ariana is so ride or die and loyal for Sandoval that even though he says, "Oh, she thinks I'm so annoying," which, goddamn man, you are being annoying. You have been annoying. She is so loyal to him that she'll let him lie about his goddamn age to people because he's vain.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be 40.
Right.
So think about all of the things that Ariana actually did keep in this locked up chest to keep Sandoval happy. And we only saw her getting annoyed with him when he was so annoying. But imagine all the little things that she is just putting up with from him.
Right.
Lying about your age is pretty bad. I mean, I always say I'm 33, but it's bad to tell other people that.
I love that he also had such a opinion about what skates they gave him. Like he was like, do you have any skates that are taller? He wanted to be taller, or did he mean like higher? I don't know. And then he goes, do you have white ones? And then they're like, we have Hello Kitty roller skates. And he's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, remember we found out he wears lifts from the first season Secrets Revealed.
Right. I know. I was like, is that what he was talking about? He wanted to be taller? So
not only is Tom Sandoval 41 going on 42, but he's also 2 inches shorter than whenever you see him.
Yeah. So, whatever. It shows them skating. I thought my feelings were, even though this certainly was a very produced scene, she's still, my takeaway was, even though he was falling and being so dramatic and extra and embarrassing, basically, she accepted that and still found him charming no matter what.
Yes.
So I was like, you really threw it all away. Like, she was, like you said, ride or die for you. She found it endearing, even though everyone else on earth would think that you're being so annoying. And then they sit down, and this is the real cringy part. They started talking about how no one trusts Raquel, and Ariana saying, I love her so much, and that it's unfortunate that all these other people don't have a friendship family like they do with Raquel. And then they also mentioned Jesse is part of that mix, who was working at SUR the other night. So he just actually still works there.
For sure.
Low key. And Tom's like, it's such a transparent love that we have. It's like, oh God, that really, again, there's so many little moments that I'm like, that would have been great to leave in to just crystallize what a betrayal it was, because they actively talk about that they're family with these people.
Yeah. And then Ariana, I think, doesn't she restate just how much she loves Raquel and how much she'll ride for her?
It's so sad.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is Schwartz's date.
What do you think? Just generally.
How old is that girl? She looked 20.
So I don't ever want to comment on people's ages because I don't know what the hell age people are, but I don't know why. And I guess I don't know if it's being ageist against Schwartz, but they looked like they shouldn't be on a date together. Because when I saw that coming up, I thought it was possibly an employee that he works with, that he was like sitting down for like a work talk or something. I had no idea that was an actual date.
I mean, I feel like there's no way she was older than 25.
I don't know. She looked very young, and Schwartz doesn't look old, but it was just kind of jarring, I guess, to see them. It would be jarring no matter what, because Schwartz was on a date.
Yeah, he said they met on Hinge.
And then they show a Yeasty Boys clip where after that, Sandoval's starting to lay the breadcrumbs for how awful things are with Ariana. We find out that they also talked about Schwartz's dating life, and he's on Hinge.
Right. The first red flag off the bat of their dynamic is that she orders a water to start, and he orders a shot of tequila and a beer to start.
Fully different wavelengths for what was going to happen on that date.
Yeah, and then she goes, I'll have the same. And I'm like, whoa, you went from a water to a shot and a beer?
I know. Was she not going to drink?
Yeah. Starting off with a water is such a bummer vibe, in my opinion.
Because water is just assumed. Like, people like to drink. I don't drink water at restaurants, but it's just assumed that you get a water.
Well, sure, yeah.
So she was like, was she gonna start? This is not like shade on her order, but was she gonna start with a water and then graduate to a beer?
I hope so.
Yeah. Also, I liked when Schwartz went up to the host and he was just like, hey, man, I am here because I am going on a date. He loves to tell the hosts what he's
overshare.
doing.
Yeah. Overshare. And then he said how crazy it is to be on a date compared to what or having a friendly, good interaction compared to his marriage. And then they use the your dick doesn't work clip.
Yes. Yeah. And this whole scene, they were so manic.
Yeah.
I was like, this date is not good. It's not fun. It's just jarring. I don't know who Schwartz could date where we would be excited to see it, but this chemistry was so manic. They were talking over each other. Schwartz was getting
excited about every single comment and vice versa. And she definitely was had a put on like she was trying to participate with him, you know.
Yes.
She was like fine, but it was impossible. And then he goes, when they're ordering food, he's like, "Are you vegetarian or vegan?" And I feel like that's like left over from the Schwartz and Sandy's menu, because like Tom actually Tom has the most vegetarian food of anything, but I love that was like on his mind. Like, do you have any dietary restrictions?
Yeah.
And then he says, "Where do you live in town?" And she says, what is maybe the worst answer I could think of, which is Brentwood. Jesus Christ. I'm like, OJ is the only person that needs to live in Brentwood, okay?
And he says the classic answer, which is you might as well live in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, which is true.
Yeah.
No
Like,
thanks.
they'll never see each other again.
No. For some god-awful reason, he decides to sample her opinion on the Mexico makeout.
And he does a bad job of providing this hypothetical situation. He doesn't say the one aspect that makes it bad, which is that she was a friend or in the friend group. He doesn't say that.
He uses a hypothetical human named John.
I like when the waiter came by and he said, I know why they cut this out, but he goes, "We don't have Corona's Modelo, okay?" It's just kind of a nice little restaurant little thing. I like that.
And then he goes, what would you think about this man, John? And after doing everything I just told you he did. And she goes, "I think John is human." And he's like, yes.
Yes. Now let's leave all this crap that we just ordered. I ordered 6 beers. You ordered a beer. Let's leave right now, right?
Go to a second bar. And then it shows them walking away holding hands, which hand holding on the first date is kind of aggressive, no? I mean, I also haven't been on a date in as long as Schwartz, but
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I would be pulling a Schwartz too. He was so just commenting on every aspect of the date too much to where he wasn't in it at all.
Yeah.
I think he called an audible and said, "I don't want my date filmed anymore." And she didn't want the date filmed anymore. Can we go to
That's
a bar
what I thought too.
that is not on camera? Because this is like, we're going down in flames. They didn't finish their drinks.
Their tater tots.
They didn't finish their tater tots. She had a full Modelo. He had 3 beers next to him. I think that it was just so uncomfortable. That's what I read it at.
Yeah.
That they had to stroll out of there holding hands.
Yeah, there's always that say what's not being said about if they're talking about filming, and that felt like that of let's go exit this production
because
bar.
it's odd. It was odd.
Yeah, totally.
Do you think Schwartz and Kendall are still dating?
No. Nah.
What was it, a one and done?
I bet they like texted casually for a bit and that was it.
Kendall, when you listen to this, you were fine on camera.
Yeah.
No one could have appeared good on camera just because the first person Schwartz dates on camera is going to have a lot of scrutiny. You did fine.
Yeah, he did say she will always be his first date after the divorce, so he's going to hold that in esteem.
You did fine. It was just too manic, too wild. I don't know what was going on. Schwartz was on one completely.
Totally. The next scene is dinner at Sir, which opens up with who is it? Is Lala, Christina Kelly, and
so James is
Katie, right?
Yep. James is getting ready for See You Next Tuesday. He's there 6 hours early.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Broad daylight.
Yeah. Christina Kelly, Katie, and Lala are there to get ready for See You Next Tuesday.
I don't know. They seem like they're just going to dinner, and Christina Kelly on the way in says, "Dinner's on me tonight, guys." And I'm like, are you trying to tell me that you think we're so dumb that we think you get a bill when you get dinner at Sir while you're filming?
Yeah. The waiter or waitress comes over and they say, "Here's your bill for everything you ordered."
Which would be, because I wrote it down, goat cheese balls, shishito peppers, and mashed potatoes.
That's what they ordered.
Yeah.
And
And it reminded me of the awful phase that we had to endure for so long, where Katie would go out and get a drink and Christina and Lala would not.
I know.
And it's so painful to watch. But then luckily Lisa joins and orders a Vanderpump Chardonnay.
Yeah, which was awesome. She says, "Can I have the best Chardonnay in the world?" A Vanderpump Chardonnay.
That's right.
Christina Kelly, like, we talk about Charlie, and I'm like, okay, give Charlie another chance. Like, she did have some moments that hit. Christina Kelly, the return of Christina Kelly. I mean, talk about not being mentioned or having any impact. What do you think Christina Kelly's future on this show is?
I hope it's nil.
I mean, Heartspring, I've heard, is killing it. But did Christina Kelly, who I know is a wonderful, nice person, I feel like her first season was also completely her first season back was completely overshadowed by Scandal.
Right.
Almost unrecoverable.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Well, now, I guess, yeah.
Okay, sure, good.
Well, now she has a baby. Not that women can't do it all, but I feel like she'll be okay just doing that.
Sure. Yeah, it was fine. Katie needed a friend. Katie wanted a friend there. Christina Kelly was supportive. And actually, I forget, Christina Kelly had that iconic moment when she told Sandoval, focus on your girlfriend who's crying over here on Lisa. That was actually awesome.
They actually did roll the clip multiple times. She got the most FaceTime in Ariana sharing the bad news about Charlotte. Christina Kelly gives a very sad, tearful look, but they played that clip like 3 times.
But what's so weird is when you watch that clip, Katie is in the background and she's summoning Christina Kelly over like to get out of the way. Like Katie has this weird like production moment, like producer moment where she's like,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's really odd. You got to watch that. Watch that scene, everybody, because Katie's like beckoning Christina Kelly to like get out of the way of the scene. It's really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Then Lisa gets some fries from the kitchen. She said she had to test the fries. They actually looked good. I'm not gonna lie.
I just realized what the scene was actually for when we didn't know.
The fry test.
Besides to talk about the Raquel jacuzzi drama, which Lala is very, she predicted it very well. But Lisa is making them test out the food at Sir.
Exactly.
This is an obligatory scene for Lisa to try the fries. Was it the fries?
Yeah.
Has Sir never had fries?
They looked unique. They were very thick.
Like, what are those called? They weren't
thick like steak cut. They were like almost like, I don't know, like long. I don't know. They were like an inch.
They want me to try the fries. I'm going to try them.
She goes, tasting everything on the menu could take weeks or for some people years, throwing some Schwartz and Sandy's shade.
Yeah. Wait. So she said testing the menu could take years?
So this was this trip, she was just doing the fries because she could hardly do it all.
But no offense, Lisa. I love fries as much as the next person.
He put fries in quotes.
What? Oh, right. I love whatever. I love fries. I'm amazed and so happy that Sir got fries. But when they showed that montage of what Schwartz and Sandy's is offering, I was like, espresso martini in chocolate shot glasses? Sure.
Sign me up. Peruvian ceviche? Okay.
Yes. What was the last thing? Crab beignets? Was it lobster beignets?
That sounds good.
I'll take some. So sorry that it took them a long time to unveil their amazing, almost Willy Wonka-esque food and shots, and you're serving fries. I thought that was unwarranted shade.
Yeah.
And honestly, it made me just proud of Greg and Schwartz. Not saying all, but
for sure.
I wanted an espresso martini in chocolate shot glass once they said that.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so then...
And we have officially... now we know officially that Amy and I are going to be recording the longest episode ever. I know now.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 50 minutes. Pages left.
I'm so sorry. I got sidetracked, but...
Okay, so anyways, they talk about Raquel, the inappropriate thing at the Labor Day party. We've been through this. They showed blips of this clip already.
Lisa says again, though, she says something that I find egregious, which is, she says, oh, Miss Miami... in the jacuzzi when you're
Malibu.
Oh, sorry, you're right. I don't know what the hell I thought she's from Miami. Miss Malibu in your jacuzzi. What man could resist? It treats men like dogs. It treats men like you absolutely, obviously, if a woman in a bikini is going to be in the jacuzzi with you, you have to want to have sex with her when your girlfriend
is asking for it.
Yeah, I think that was an awful read again.
Yeah. But I did like that she said that every fiber in her being as a woman knew that something was wrong. And that's when she did try like 10 times. She would not relent on making Sandoval explain what he meant by dipped out.
Yes.
So basically her and Lala were the ones that were like, excuse me.
Yeah. And Lala, it cannot be said enough. Lala is like, she uncovered it. She had so much
Totally.
skepticism. She was right on the money. I mean, the wool was over Sheena's eyes. She was duped. Lala got it
For sure.
early.
Totally.
And good.
Yeah. And then we get the Ken clip, which I'm telling you, as of right now, I rewound. I watched it 3 times in a row.
How did they even... Oh, it was because Katie said... Yeah, it's not like Ken is going to come in and drop a huge bomb on us again or something, right? And then it just tees up perfectly for that clip.
I get more joy out of it each time. The glee on his face and his little botched delivery is so funny.
It also starts that I can't believe has so much momentum because it gets you so fired up that you're ready for what he's going to come to say. It's like perfectly structured.
Yeah. Ugh, it's so funny.
And we have to talk about that Maker's Mess scene, right?
God, that is so... It's basically, they should have just had them doing Color Me Mine. Basically, that's what it was.
That scene could have taken place anywhere. Could it have taken place at a coffee shop? Yes. Could it have taken place anywhere in the world?
They did essentially a children's craft kit.
Yeah,
which for Raquel makes sense.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Raquel absolutely loved this. Sheena goes, I don't do crafts very much. This was not Sheena's vibe.
No, she seemed a little annoyed.
Could they have gone anywhere else?
Yeah. So they're just reviewing Jacuzzi Night. She's saying how Raquel's basically saying, you know how it is. I just crashed, whatever. I overslept.
I went to the social media room. Did you hear her say that?
No.
Yes, I swear. I think I watched it twice. If I'm wrong, that's awful. But she goes, at first I went into the social media room downstairs. I was like, what the hell is the social media room in Ariana and Tom's house?
What?
And then Tom came and you know how you wake up a passed out drunk person who's asleep drunk? He goes, wake up, go to my guest room. It's another detail or too much information. Yeah. You didn't need to say all this.
Yeah.
And then Sheena finds out that Brock went to basketball with the boys and they're lying in that scene. That needs to be talked about more. Brock goes, Raquel didn't sleep over. No, she didn't, right? He answers his own question and Sandoval just lets Brock answer the question for him and says no. And then Schwartz does his own horrible lying. Just hearing how that lie actually did unfold, I feel like it didn't get discussed enough. It was a really bad lie. Totally. And then Raquel says, I shouldn't have even said that I stayed over that night. She wanted to lie even more. Yeah,
and Sheena's like, no, the opposite. They shouldn't have lied.
Right.
Because then it's suspicious and everyone wants to know why you're lying, what actually happened. And Sheena's like, I just think it's crazy that everyone's trying to make it out that you are gonna hook up with one of our guys. And she's like, we're just friends. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And Sheena says, I thought nothing of it, nothing at all. And she said she described Raquel as our little puppy dog who needs guidance in the world.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, is that the answer to our question of why they all loved her so much? Is they just kind of pity her and want to be in control of someone?
Well, so far she's been called a cardboard cutout and a puppy dog. If I heard the way my friend spoke about me, well, Sheena's was after the fact, but still,
right?
Being called these things, that is how they view her.
Yeah,
she's naive. She's too precious. She shouldn't be treated as a person. The fact that she stays over with Sandoval at his house means nothing because Raquel is not like that. She would never do something like that.
And then they did her dirty with a 17 weeks later, and then her crying about what she's done, saying you can tell that as she's describing what happened, that as the words come out of her mouth, she's realizing what she's done in real time.
Exactly.
She said, we didn't want to tell the truth because it's a bad look to hook up with your friend's boyfriend in their own house while they're out of town for a funeral.
Yes.
It just keeps getting worse.
Yes. The only time that I really saw Raquel have to reap, from her decisions, it hits her finally for the first time, how awful she did. We still don't know what Schwartz did on this jacuzzi night. Katie said he had the dog, so he had to go home, so he wasn't actually there. We don't know if he actually slept over or if he left.
I know.
I don't know. He's implicated there.
Right. I know. This next scene is sweet and sad also. It's Ariana and Lisa. I kind of forgot that that's their bond is that Ariana's a horse girl.
Oh yeah.
So I thought that was nice. They show Lisa going up to her horse that his nameplate says HRH Prince Tardon, loved by Lisa Vanderpump.
That's so sweet. Did you remember her horse was named Prince Tardon?
I couldn't have. I wouldn't have been able to say that off the cuff.
You don't know what that's a reference to, Tardon.
No, do you?
Okay, no, I don't either. I mean, it sounds very cool. Like I want to know why she named her that.
HRH is His Royal Highness.
Yeah, that's amazing. I want to know that reference. I'm sure there's a reference to something.
Yeah, Tardon. Yeah, and I forgot. I remember when she had that injury. I don't know if I remembered that it was caused by horse
I remember
riding.
Lisa broke her leg, and then it just like wasn't talked about this season.
Yeah, it was broken in 4 places, shattered. And she got emotional. She was saying that she felt like a failure and a coward for not hopping right back on the horse, because she said that's her whole ethos is to jump back on the horse.
I'm not disparaging horse riders, but anyone who's ever been on a Bravo show and has ridden horses, they have all had accidents.
That's true.
There was a horrible one where Sonia got flown off a horse when she. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was almost like game over.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Like she almost fell on her neck.
Scary.
Lisa had a tragedy.
Yeah.
Didn't Ariana have a close call on the horse? I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm just saying,
maybe
horse accidents are not
touchy moment. It's dangerous for sure.
Yeah.
She said, she made a little joke here. She goes, I've ridden lots of things in my life. Not all I'm proud of, but I've never been thrown off before. That's for sure.
Amazing. Good job, Lisa.
Love it.
That was great.
And then Ariana has a sweet little moment where she goes, I'm going to do something silly on the spot where you got hurt so that it's has a new meaning. So she's like, should I do a cartwheel? And Lisa's like, be careful, which I'm like, that's such a mom thing of like, you're like, I'm just gonna do a cartwheel, and your mom's like, oh, please don't hurt yourself. And then she twerks, and it's cute. Enjoyed that.
That was really though, that was just to inform the audience that Lisa had this like horrible accident and she's debating whether or not to get back on the horse.
Right.
But that was for Lisa, that scene.
Yeah, and it I think was good to be reminded that she does have a relationship with Ariana, so she should be very upset about what happened, because it's not like she only has ties to Sandoval.
Yes.
Okay, I actually, for this James and Allie scene, I ended up writing down so much because there was just funny stuff.
Well, that's perfect, because I wrote down so little. So you go nuts. I'll fill in what I remember.
This is where they reveal that James bought a house, which didn't make the regular show until the reunion. He said that he didn't want to end up like everybody else, like, you know, who's basically fucked with their house at this point.
Yes. He wants to be safe.
He said, I want to be like Guillermo.
Yes.
He said, I'm Ken Todd up in this bitch, which I liked.
Yeah, that was great.
They're talking about him and Allie are going through Sandoval and Raquel's apology, like notes app posts. And he's saying, Raquel doesn't have the brain capacity, first of all, and second of all, she doesn't talk like that. So there's no way she wrote that herself, which I think everyone on Earth agrees.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see the note that Raquel laid out for us after that.
Yeah. They're going through, he said that the most traumatic thing about all of this is Graham Cracker's life, which I'm like, can you just like get him back? Like, is Raquel even taking care of him right now? Where is he? Is he with her sister or like her parents? I wish that she could just hand him back over to James.
But Ariana said that Graham is a nightmare.
I know. But he loves him.
I know. I think Raquel should give Graham to James. Do you think James would want him back?
Maybe, but now he has cats, so it could be a disaster.
I bet Graham's not as bad as Ariana said. He only bites a couple times, probably.
She said Sandoval's going to have to be Graham's daddy now, which is also sad to think about.
Yeah, it was sad.
Allie's saying he literally doesn't give a fuck about you. And James is saying he's still in shock. Not Sandoval. He said, like, he says, Judas. How did he say it? It said it really funny.
Judas in the I forget how he said
like Judas.
Yeah, he was getting really biblical.
Stabbed me in the back. He goes, I'm Noah, and he came to Stab. Wait, is that what he said? He said, "I'm Noah," and he came to stop the ark or something.
Yeah, he was getting pretty biblical.
And Allie's like, "I don't know if that's right." Like,
She goes, "I would never
historically,
know."
I assume he probably meant like Brutus, and he said Judas.
Well, no,
but
Judas-
Judas is also betraying.
No, Judas betrayed
but
Jesus.
Judas didn't stab Jesus. Brutus stabbed Caesar.
Yes, Brutus, you're exactly right. Because we've been watching Rome. Right?
Exactly.
Brutus stabbed Caesar, but Judas is the ultimate betrayal figure. Well, Brutus too. So
Yeah.
you got maybe a little bit of mixed.
Et tu, Bruti?
Yeah. Oh my God. That's what Caesar said, lying dead on the floor of the, as he started to die.
Yeah, and then I didn't know about the Noah and the ark. Did someone try to stop the ark? I'm not up on my Bible.
Yeah, a bunch of people, when Noah was getting on the ark, he was going to start over humanity, and so he was like, basically, you can't get on this ark. So a bunch of people wanted to get on, but he said, no, a flood is happening.
Like a doorman?
Yeah, he was kind of like a bouncer. He was like, do not get on this thing.
Okay. Then he goes, Sandoval, you're 42, washed up. You live in a beautiful home with a beautiful girlfriend, which you threw away in the gutter for an airhead bimbo. She's using you like she used me. The apple doesn't... What did he say? Oh, the apple doesn't fall too hard from the tree.
Yeah.
Sandoval. I don't really know it. I think that was another misuse.
Yeah, what I got from this scene was he was fired up, but it was a lot of iconic James lines that were sort of fumbled, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He wasn't bringing it, his full A game.
Right.
There was a lot of mixed metaphors, biblical references, which he doesn't do a lot.
Yeah. This next part is part of Katie, Allie, and Lala at lunch or whatever, but it is more about James, and I wrote down James and Sandoval's texts from the night that we were at Tom Tom.
Very notable.
Which was amazing to see. So at that moment when we got our photo with James, he was sending these texts.
The minute we took that photo,
the phone that he used to light us was probably getting a text from Sandoval, all good homie, at that very time.
These texts are sad, and they are they make Sandoval look even worse.
Yeah, and James, because they're private texts, so there's no, you're not doing it for the camera. It's just how he is acting.
Right, and James wouldn't think that he needs to be perceived better at this point. These are just genuine.
And they're such generous messages. He goes, so this is the night of Sandoval and the Most Extras single release party at Tom Tom that we went to.
March 1st.
Yes. James says, are you still at Tom Tom? I'm here. I knew I got the times wrong. So he was late, which we can attest. He came after.
Yes, so he either got the West Coast or East Coast feed wrong, but he said someone at who was in charge of the event gave him the wrong times.
Yeah.
He showed up after the performance, and I think after the show. He was there 2 hours late.
And Sandoval had from what we could see, had already left. Like, shit had already gone down. On what is now Thursday, March 2nd, because it was almost 1 a.m., 12:57 a.m., Sandoval said, all good, homie.
Yeah.
And then James said a bunch of stuff, but he said, saw the videos. It looked amazing. Congrats on the release, man. Night. And Sandoval hearted that. And we know at that point that he had been yelling, screaming, crying for at least 3 hours.
Yes.
And he still was like, all good, homie.
Yes. So this shows that James was so supportive of Sandoval. Mm-hmm. He wanted to come to a show on time. He would have been there the entire time. He got the wrong times, which I fully believe. It was a chaotic event. So he wanted to be there the whole time. He apologized to Sandoval unprompted when he didn't see him and said, I'm so sorry, I was late. He got the all good homie. So it's like, okay, you're in the clear. Sandoval sent that in the midst of the most chaotic night of his life.
Yeah.
And then James says, congrats on your single.
Yeah.
He said, congrats, dude. Did he say night, brother?
Just night.
Oh, okay, night.
But he said that the videos of the performance looked amazing. Yes. Very nice.
Being so sweet to Sandoval. And Sandoval just gave him that heart because he was in the thick of it right then.
Yeah. Insane.
Sort of sort of fucks up the narrative that James and Sandoval were barely friends. It looked like James still loved him more than life and was so sweet to him.
Yeah,
about that
basically
event.
Sandoval's entire narrative, everything he said to make what he did defensible is bunk.
Yep. Completely.
Okay, this is the last part. I just wrote down that in her interviews, Allie, her hair looks like a Pantene Pro V commercial. It's like
Her hair looks good?
lustrous and shiny and body. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Lala again is trying to warn Allie about James at this lunch. Just saying, I want to make sure you're, aware of if he's upset about Raquel, that it's, that things are in the past or whatever. And he said, he brought you around so quickly after all of that. And she goes, but I'm glad that he brought you around because she said, I fucking ride for you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was fast.
Yeah, she's checking in, and then Allie, I think, makes it clear that he's way more upset by what Sandoval did to him, which makes sense.
And that the group sided with Raquel, and as we saw this season, she was the star of the show. Everyone was friends with her. She was coming to every event, and he was like, what about me? Like, I was here first.
Yeah.
I'm the one that brought her, and now she's replaced me.
Allie is guaranteed full-time cast member next season, right?
Yeah.
I mean, has anybody earned it harder than her?
Yeah, she saw the very first sighting of the Scandival, so
yeah, I mean, she's it. She's definitely a cast member.
Right.
She killed it this season.
Yeah, she's great. People on our Patreon have been commenting, and I mentioned before that her prices have gone up on her horoscope reading, but also you just can't make an appointment anymore. I think she's booked solid or is on to bigger and better things. She can't even.
So it's like over.
You can't even do it.
Wow.
It's like check back soon.
Oh wow.
It's like not in the cards.
Yeah, this is not in the cards for you. Wow. Yeah. So she just got filled up, and she probably doesn't want to do it as much anymore.
Probably. I mean, I feel like she knows she's got some money coming.
For sure.
And they reminded her that they asked about when James called Raquel. And they just played the clip when he said, "You done diddly fucked yourself over for Sandoval's cocky cock," which that's the last thing I wrote down. I think it's a beautiful way to end.
Yeah.
The show.
Yeah, it made sense that scene didn't make it in the final cut. It was just what Allie, Katie, and Lala reconciling over what happened.
Yeah.
And just making sure that Allie knew why James was, or where James's heart was at through this whole thing, which
that he felt cast aside.
Yeah.
Which I do feel bad for him. I feel like he didn't. I mean, obviously, Ariana is the one who was truly fucked the most by a mile, but it still would have been drama if she was out of the picture and it was just James's ex-fiance.
Yeah.
That's still fucked up.
Yeah. The people most affected by Sandoval: Ariana, Sheena, then James.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Sheena was, especially with the court stuff, it took years off her life.
For sure. Well, I was just going to ask, I think we should probably do OC this week.
Okay, I think we could do 4 hour.
No, I think I'm rightfully we made the right decision. We should not have done OC. I think just Jersey, Vanderpump, see you next Tuesday, whatever the hell we talked about for the first hour. I think we did our due diligence this week, right?
Yeah. And, I know that this has been a Scandival-centric podcast for the first 15 episodes. Is that what we're at?
Yes.
And we're still going to cover, we went to see you next Tuesday this week. We're going to be going to something about her when we can. We will continue to go to the bars and restaurants and events as they pop up.
Yep.
BravoCon in the midst. We will continue talking about these characters. They're on podcasts every single day. They're talking shit. There's news stories all the time. So that will still be part of what we talk about, even though there's not a weekly show. So if you are Scandival, well, not just Scandival, but Vanderpump fans, they start filming literally next week. So I think we're going to have plenty to talk about. So don't leave us in the lurch.
Yep.
Stick with us.
Yeah, please. I know you came to us for our Vanderpump coverage, but our OC coverage and our New York coverage is going to be just as powerful, even though what they're doing is not going to be as horrendous as what Sandoval did. Still going to be good Bravo coverage, and there's going to be so much Vanderpump Rules anecdotes over the next year.
Totally.
That we're going to be still rolling in Vanderpump Rules news. So stick with us. If you want complete Vanderpump Rules, if you don't want this era to end and you want to keep talking about Vanderpump Rules, Amy and I have a beautiful Patreon community. I mean, one of the best. Patreon has since said that this is one of the best communities they've ever seen on Patreon. The Villa Rosa VIPs. We are talking about Vanderpump Rules from the very start, each week, episode by episode, from the start. It is the full power of Vanderpump Rules, and that's going to go on forever. Somebody already, one of our wonderful Patreon subscribers already said this is going to go on until 2026.
Yeah, if we go just one episode per week, the pace will last forever.
Which is good. I mean, this is, it feels right forever.
Yeah.
Right?
It honestly, as you know, as I'm sure most of you have watched all of Vanderpump already, it is so good for so long.
Yes.
That, we're only at the beginning of season 2 and it hasn't even fucking gotten started yet.
No, it's like someone's turning the keys in the engine on an old, beautiful Cadillac and it hasn't started yet. But they're getting
it's
the spark.
revving up.
It is revving, baby. But if you don't want to pay, I totally understand. The main feed will still have wonderful Bravo coverage that you've come to expect. Insightful. What do we have? What do we offer? Insightful, detailed
coverage. You get 4 extra episodes a month for less than the price of one Jersey Mike's sub.
Exactly. Yes. So the Patreon is hot. You got to get it. It's like a Jersey Mike's sub. But also our main feed too, if you don't want to pay, we're going to continue this Bravo legacy as long as they'll have us in the world.
Yes. I just keep bringing back. I'm like, but for $5.
I mean, what the hell is $5 anyway? $5 a month?
Can't even get a freaking coffee. Am I right?
Could you imagine if you said you went to Starbucks and you said, I have $1.25. Can I please get a coffee? They will get you out of the building. You can't even drink their milk from the free barista stand and use their stirrers for $1.25.
No way.
Just to call back to what we originally talked about.
Yeah. The Starbucks Minute you can still get here on the free show though.
Oh, so. Yeah. Oh, and the free is a buffet. You get everything for free, but if you want even more, if you want like that dessert tray that they bring around with a bunch of cocktails on it, that's what the Patreon is.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, anything? Oh, please, for the love of God, subscribe on YouTube. Yeah. Amy and I need this YouTube money.
Yeah, we only need 120 more subscribers.
The CEO of YouTube said if you guys get 120 more subscribers, money is going to rain down on you. You guys are going to be like rolling like pigs in shit.
That's right.
So we're going to sign off. I love the lover boys that we had.
Yep.
This was amazing.
Raise our glasses high for you tonight.
And this is only our second longest, so not really a victory in any way. Nothing really to commemorate.
Yeah, just 3 hours and 13 minutes.
Yep. And we are signing off now. We love you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Sleep good tonight.